Communications
proudly present Premier Evening Drive Time Show. Bam bam.
Yes, you heard it right.
Bam bam. Every
Monday,
Tuesday,
Wednesday,
Thursday,
Friday. Let's beat the traffic. नमस्कार
नमस्ते
नमस्कार
वणक्कम
शामली
अस्सलाम वालेकुम
सत श्री अकाल
మీకు అందరికీ వందనము
जय स्वामी नारायण
जय श्री कृष्ण
नींद्राव
मैं स्माइली भाई बंधु को बोल दे याली मदद
मलानी मदद बोलते हैं सारे फीजे मतलब बोलेंगे नीसा बोला बंजन हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारा मैं से फालतू बाबा
एंड ऑफ कोर्स माई सेल्फ आपकी डार्लिंग प्यारी फालतू रानी लेकर आपके लिए और ड्राइव टाइम दैट्स गोना मेक इट टोटली एक्साइटिंग एंड टोटली मस्तानी बंदू जाने एंड अगर आप सोच रहे हैं लेबर डे को क्या कर रहे हैं ये दोनों हम तो लेबरर्स है ना बंदूजन
ओह माय गॉड फालतू ही तेरे मुंह से ना डजंट साउंड नाइस एट ऑल
कैसे क्यों बोलता है रे
ये सच को सच बोलो यार सच
कितना
बोला
काम
करो
करती हूँ मैं कितना काम करती हूँ माय गुडनेस कितना काम करती हूँ हाउ मच हाउ हार्ड है वो
हाँ तेरे लिए जितना काम करते हैं वो एक हाथ में गिन सकते हैं हम लोग
अच्छा
हाँ
अच्छा अल्तु बाबा तो फिर तो ही कर शो
थैंक यू सो मच फालतू रानी इतना अच्छा तेगा ये भी मैं ही करूँ
हाँ।
ये भी मैं ही करूँ वेरी गुड फालतू
Since तू ही सब
रानी
कुछ
लेकिन
करता है।
फालतू टुडेज शो इज नॉट अवर लेबर डे शो एट ऑल राइट
नहीं
क्यों बताओ
मुझे मैं क्यों बताऊँ अल्तु बाबा तुम
क्या
बताओ
तुम्हारे हाँ लेबर ना एग्जैक्टली तो लेकिन आज मेरे बारे में शो नहीं है फालतू रानी
नहीं हाँ
नहीं है बिकॉज मेरे बारे में शो नहीं है आज नॉट अबाउट लेबर डे एट ऑल इट इज अबाउट यू नो द September 5th which actually is supposed to be what tell you फालतू रानी
सर्वपल्ली एम राधाकृष्णन
Yes, it's our Teachers' Day celebration, Bhajan. So we're going to be giving a tribute to our teachers. So Suchitra Taptlial, hi, how are you doing, Suchitra ji? How are you doing? Thank you so much. Welcome. You actually joined us on Facebook right now. So good to see you there. Thank you for posting over there with the smiley. I don't know what the smiley means. Could be wondering. हाल तो अब आप अकेले ही हाँ आप अकेले हाँ थैंक यू सो मच सुचिता जी सही आप अकेले करो साधु बाबा
करो ना अल्तु बाबा तुम अकेले करो
कोरोना की बात नहीं है हम लोग बोल रहे
करो ना,
हैं टुडेज शो इज अबाउट टीचर्स डे फालतू रानी
हाँ।
तो आज मौका मिलेगा तुझे मुझे थोड़ा यू नो व्हाट यू कॉल दैट व्हाट यू शो योर ग्रेटिट्यूड टुवर्ड्स यू नो टीचर्स इन योर लाइफ फालतू रानी क्या बोलती है It'll take some time for it to charge up. इतना ड्रेन करके रखी तूने अपना लैपटॉप
अच्छा मैं ड्रेन करके रखी हूँ मेरे लैपटॉप को मेरे बगैर ही यूज कर लेते हैं लोग यहाँ पे विदाउट माय परमिशन आल्सो बंदूजन एंड वो ड्रेन आउट हो जाता है ऐसे छोड़ देते हैं क्या करें सब कुछ ड्रेन करने के बाद ऐसे बोलेंगे कि उसका भी कोई यूज नहीं है
so touchy फादरी हम लोग क्या हुआ
इसका उसका कोई यूज नहीं है
किसने बोला यूज नहीं है बोलते यूज तो है उसका ना हाँ लेकिन फादरी आज
आगे बढ़ाओ
टीचर्स डे
शो
है
आल्तु बाबा
टीचर्स डे सेलिब्रेशन में क्या करने वाले हो
वेल देखो बंदूजन क्लियरली ऑब्वियसली मुझे एलुसिडेट करना पड़ेगा सो मैं बताती हूँ आपको कि हम लोग यहाँ तक पहुँच गए अमेरिका आ गए हैं a lot of us have most of us are from India or Pakistan or wherever we are you know we've come to this land and if you are diaspora South Asians right not just Indians where many of us are from Fiji Islands many of us are from you know Afghanistan or Pakistan or India or even Singapore and certain other places and जो हमें यहाँ तक लाया है most of us have come as high skilled workers यानी कि हमारी एजुकेशन डिग्री तो हमने अरे बाप रे रट्टा मार के भी कुछ लोगों ने पास कर लिया और मार लिया and a lot of people like you know have come here based on IIT की डिग्रीज बिट्स पिलानी की डिग्रीज IIM डिग्रीज बहुत सारे ऐसे डिग्रीज लोगों को मिले हैं and they have you know most of us have come here as engineers and कुछ लोग शायद हमारे लोकल इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेजेस से भी पास हुए हैं लेकिन इंजीनियरिंग मेडिसिन ये सब करने के लिए भी हमें किसी ने शिक्षा दी
करेक्ट
राइट तो वो जो एजुकेशन थी वो सब खत्म करके हम लोग यहाँ पे अच्छी पोजीशन में आ गए हैं लेकिन एक बड़ा डिफरेंस है बंदूजन आफ्टर वी फिनिश्ड आवर डिग्रीज एंड वी हैव कम हियर have there been people have we actually thought about who are the people are we still harboring and fostering within us the love of learning
वाह
क्या हम लोग आज भी सीखने के लिए उत्सुक हैं are we willing to are we looking to learn or do we feel like we know everything मैं कुछ लोगों से मिली हूँ जो ऐसे बात करते हैं जैसे वो सब कुछ लाइव देख लिया और उन्होंने सब कुछ जान लिया है. Including people who are who supposedly are singers and dancers and you know, and people who think that they're all that. And sometimes I wonder, I mean, are we still continuing to learn? वो ह्यूमिलिटी कहाँ गई? एंड हमारे बच्चों में, आई मीन स्पेशली विद द न्यूअर जनरेशन, दिस इज अ वेरी स्मार्ट जनरेशन दैट वी आर डीलिंग विद, क्योंकि उनके दे हैव सो मच at their disposal. इतना information and technology उनके disposal में है कि उनको it's going to be a challenge for teachers to teach them because there's so much that's self-taught. सोच के देखो बंदीजान, एक गूगल मार लो, एक इसके बारे में, या यूट्यूब वीडियोस है, खान अकेडमी है, जो भी है. If you want to learn about algebra, you want to learn about differential calculus, you want to learn about something, you can actually, you don't even need to go to a school, you can actually just look at these YouTube videos online and everything is broken down for you. There's so much there. But the only way that we can get our kids to progress is if we instill and we inspire and we develop in them a love for learning. Nah, don't you
Wonderful.
think?
That's very true, Faltoni. And of course, see, that's what today's show is all about, I guess. We want, and of course, thank you so much. Suchita ji herself is a teacher, so she is logged in because she shot the topic today and she's very excited about it. And of course, yes, hopefully some of your teachers, some of your students might actually call in over here, even if they don't call in. हम लोग आपके लिए, because I always have thought teaching is a very noble profession. And had salute to you also, and happy Teachers Day to you, Suchita ji, who actually logged in on Facebook with us. Thank you so much, and of course we'd love to hear you also. Chime in on what you think about the topic today, as for sure. It's a number to call here is 408-912-2479, 408-912-2479. Falguni asked a very pertinent question: are we keeping that thing alive in us? That what do you call it? The love for learning. Love of learning.
देखिए इंडिया में ना, तुझे तो मालूम है तुम्हारे कितने टीचर्स थे? हर एक सब्जेक्ट के लिए एक अलग टीचर था और फिर एक क्लास टीचर था ना?
मेरे लिए सब्जेक्ट के टीचर नहीं थे, सब्जेक्ट के टीचर चेंज होते थे.
क्या?
टीचर्स चेंज फॉर मी.
व्हाई?
इससे होता नहीं है, आगे बढ़ो. इससे होता नहीं, आगे बढ़ो.
Oh my God! What? No, that's not true. Anyway,
anyway, the point is, I do have teachers in my life who actually have shown me, how to learn.
No, so that's a good point. So we are asking you today, can you talk to us today about the teacher who actually instilled in you that love of learning? कि मैथ के लिए कोई और टीचर होता था, इंग्लिश के लिए कोई और टीचर होता था. आई मीन देयर आर सम टीचर्स दैट यू रियली लाइक. अगर आपने एक करियर पाथ चूज किया है, आप में से जो टीचर लोग हैं अभी, लाइक सुचित्रा जी हैं, और वी आर वेरी प्राउड टू से इन आवर बंधुस वी हैव अ लॉट ऑफ टीचर्स इन आवर बंधुस एक्चुअली, लाइक इंक्लूडिंग आवर आराधना शर्मा जी who was a teacher. Falguni ji also was a teacher, right? Or
Correct.
Sulu was a teacher.
Sulochana ji was a teacher, and then we have Tanushree who's a teacher.
Jayashree who's a teacher.
And we have Pranab ji who always teaches us.
He's headmaster.
Yeah. But actually, the point is, teaching is a very noble profession. Teaching happens in different ways, right?
Yeah.
And again, we're not talking specifically, we're not limiting ourselves to the portion of just people who are tenured as teachers or people who actually have a title of a teacher. Right? We're talking about teachers in our lives.
Yeah.
Right? Well, we're not talking only about our teacher. But I want to throw in a googly there also. Right? If you can tell us one of the teachers in your life who connected with you. Right? Need not be, I'm talking about teacher from school or college or whatever.
Correct.
Who actually was instrumental in your whatever decision you made. Right? You can share that also here and you can pay tribute to them. Right?
Right.
That's one thing for sure. And second thing, of course, Falguni, a question to hai hi about what was who has helped you keep that love of learning going, right?
Right.
Is it what you're asking, right?
Not who instilled in you that love of learning. किसी ने तो आपको कभी life में somebody would have actually inspired you to be a better person, or would have inspired you as a teacher to keep on learning, to know that वो जो quest होता है knowledge के लिए, to know a little bit more, वो curiosity, वो जिज्ञासा जो है.
बड़े शब्दों का इस्तेमाल हो रही है आजकल.
तो वो
प्रयोग हो रही है, इस्तेमाल.
वो कौन है आपके हिसाब से? Is there somebody? It could be an academic teacher. It could be somebody who is your coach in क्या कहते हैं, in in high school or in some sort of a sport. It could be a fine arts teacher. It could be a language teacher. It could be anybody. So हमें call करके अभी बताइएगा बंदजान on 408-912-2479. We'd love to hear from you कि आपके ज़िंदगी में, क्योंकि हमारे पुराणों में ही लिखा है, राइट, मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्य देवो भव. The teacher takes precedence over anything else, right?
Yeah, very true. And of course, let me tell you one thing, Faltoni. In my case, unfortunately, whatever I could say as a product of all those things, I don't have anybody who actually encouraged me or excited me to continue, whatever I was doing. Like, कोई ऐसा बचपन में तो कोई नहीं था. High school में एक teacher थे मेरे. उनके बारे में बात करूंगा जरूर. His name is Vincent Lobo. If anybody else had a teacher called Vincent Lobo, probably we have been to the same teacher. And he was a person who got me excited about how to use English as a language. How to respect English, how to recognize English as a good language, as a language for use, right?
Yeah.
And not about creative writing. No, not about creative writing. It's just about the fact that, respecting English as a language, right?
Okay.
So, and how it morphs and everything. So, he was one of the people who actually, who I definitely think of, because he doubled up as a biology teacher for us also.
Yeah.
So, that's how I think I got interested in the biology part of it, because the teacher was nice. Probably, I don't know. उसके बाद भी कोई नहीं रहे, सब लोग बोलते get out of the class, Altu Baba. Yeah, Kabir Ba, you talk too much, come here. या तो वो चौक फेंक देते या डस्टर से मार देते.
ये भी हो सकता है ना Altu Baba, तुम एकलव्य भी हो सकते हो. So it could have been somebody like a Dronacharya who would have inspired you.
लेकिन मेरे लिए तो मेरे लाइफ में काफी साल हो गए. If you ask about life, right?
Yeah.
See, school, I just talked about school and college because that's something which I want to tell you. And of course, college में when I started doing advanced studies, that is when I realized I met some professors who actually were really nice. Right? One professor, of course, I talked about. My all-time biggest teacher of all time didn't take a penny from me, but taught me a lot of things in life, right, for free. You know who it was?
Who?
Mahimaji.
Correct.
Right? And that's one thing I definitely pay tribute to, and I just definitely am very grateful for having him in my life. बचपन से लेके आई से लेके लाइफ का लेसन्स कितना उन्होंने सिखाया मुझे without taking a penny. Not a 10-year teacher at all, so I'm trying to tell you, right? But एक और चीज़ है जहाँ पे मुझे एक अच्छा मैसेज मिला था, which I was advanced studies in psychology and everything. And one of my professors called Paul Merciel. Well, he was not a professor at all. He actually was a dean of the particular department, right? He had told me once, saying that degrees and universities are just overrated. If you want to learn, there's a whole book out there, the whole building full of books you can learn. But you got to have the initiation, you should have the interest to learn.
Yeah, the inclination.
Inclination to learn. That's what he had told me. So he said, like, we chase after these degrees, chase after certificates, chase after college and all, right? So, yeah, I know in a way it's good, but if you can chase along, but if you've got to chase after knowledge, not after the titles, is what he had told me. And the very nice thing which he told me, again, he never was a direct teacher to me, but he had definitely taught me a very valuable lesson at the time.
Right.
That's when I started exploring more into understanding what psychology is and about people and everything. So that's one thing. And of course, Atirkul Malim and Dr. Shawnee always talk about them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, I just have only few people I can think of, Fatwani. I don't know about you. You must be having a lot of people because you're a very good student, right? मुझे जब तक मुझे याद है तो always A student थी ना?
मैं जहाँ तक रही हूँ, हाँ, Altu Baba.
I also was an A student.
Yeah, I know.
What?
You were an A student.
I am A student. A as an A student. I am one student. I'm A student. I'm a student of life.
Well, either ways, I do, of course, there is a lot of gratitude that I have for some of the people who have really helped me shape my life to a great extent.
Don't. I feel very bad. मेरे बारे में मत बोल यार.
तुम्हारे बारे में नहीं बोल रही हूँ.
मेरे बारे में छोड़ के सबको बारे में बोलो.
Well, actually, you know what, Mandijan? Even the people who are the real nincompoops you think come in your life, even they are actually great teachers because you learn to live a more developmentally oriented life because of.
मैं तेरे बारे से नहीं बोलूँगा कभी. I will never take your name, Patani. Don't worry. As his capacity. You walked into it.
No, I did not.
Yes,
no, I did not.
But it doesn't matter, Patani. But bandhus are like, oh my God. First and foremost, this guy come so early. Second, I don't know what to talk about. I think people are scared of the teachers, Patani.
No, I think people just don't. Love of learning. That is a huge thing, Altu Baba. Like, for instance, I had a professor who, who used to teach me physics. Okay, his name was well, I'm not going to take his name. He was like a hardcore, like, you know, one of those really scary people. He was from IIT, and in my college we had some of the best. He was the HO of the head of the department for my for physics. I actually used to like physics till I started going into his class. I started detesting it after I got into his class.
Oh my God, trauma. Same thing happened to me also.
Yeah, oh my God,
I never learned. I never went through school or college because of love of learning, but I got it because of fear of not learning.
What? Exactly.
Yes, because I think many
Exactly.
of us. Okay, people listening right now today, if you please don't feel bad. Oh my God, I was not that way. No, I'm like you guys. Okay, I went through the whole motion because fear of not getting beaten up or fear of not getting food at home. That was the motivation for me. Sorry. My mom would say no food for you. That means that gone khatam. I will do anything in the world for my mom's cooking. So that was the way it was. So I was more motivated with the thing like lack of. So I'll just do how much was required and leave it at that.
Oh my God.
What? Yeah.
So anyway, I for me, some of the folks that really made an impact were people like my first, and there's one teacher, my first experience with a teacher in school, or what do you call वो इंडिया में होता है ना LKG, UKG, like यहाँ पे transitional kindergarten बोलते हैं TKG, but in India it's called lower kindergarten and upper kindergarten. So मैं एक teacher थी, उनको आज तक, God bless her soul if she's still alive, I don't know where she is, but Miss Shirley. Okay, and वो वो Anglo-Indian बोलते हैं ना, so she was like that, and my second day or third, no, I think it was the third day. I was only 4 years old when I was in her class. मुझे ऐसा impact किया उन्होंने, ऐसा impact किया कि मैं जिंदगी भर उनको नहीं भूलूंगी. अच्छा? हाँ, उन्होंने हमें cursive writing सिखाने की कोशिश की, and this was supposed to be this very hi-fi school. Okay, my mom had put me in this hi-fi school. बड़े sure, हाँ. And उन्होंने ज़बरदस्ती मुझे इस क्लास में लगा दिया था क्योंकि हम लोग लेट आए थे, मतलब we had come later in the school year. We had moved from another state. इंडिया में वैसे होता है, right? लेकिन अगर private school है तो पैसा देके भरा देते हैं, like and then they said I had to do entrance test at that time itself. Wow. तो मेरा age था lower kindergarten के लिए, but I was put into upper kindergarten because I passed the test. तो इस टीचर को शायद पसंद नहीं था कि मैं वहाँ पे आ गई या तो पास हो गई, नहीं पता नहीं क्या था. मैं बीच में आई, like I was 2 months late into the program. पसंद नहीं था, she didn't like the way you came in late. Yeah, who knows, right? I don't know if that's true. तो उन्होंने cursive writing बच्चों को सिखाया था. मैं जो लिखती थी, मुझे बिल्कुल cursive writing आती नहीं थी. I used to write, yeah, but my penmanship wasn't bad. It was, my mom used to make me do all the, like, I don't do cursive like this. I wrote like this. इन्होंने मालूम है क्या क्या आलतू बाबा, क्या मुझे सभी क्लास के सामने खड़ा करके मैं हाथ को ऐसे पकड़ा के ऐसे रूलर से 10 बार मारा, 10 बार. Oh my God. And I got swollen up. That I will never forget. And there was another child who had written similar to my this thing. After 2 times, he basically had a potty accident. So that kind of like saved the others because we had to take care of, the ayahs had to come and they had to take care. But for me, I was in so much pain and it got swollen up that that's very bad. That's very bad. In India, it was considered like that. She said, so you will never, ever write, when I tell you to write cursive, you will never write like this. Children need to be disciplined. That was my first experience with a teacher. Thankfully, the teacher who instilled, I actually was so petrified about going to school afterwards. I know, a bit traumatic. Now explains a lot how you are right now. मेरी मम्मी ने मुझे, of course, tiger mom थी,
तू बता नहीं तूने इतना, तो you went through all this stuff. Yeah. Explains a lot of your behavior right now. Yeah. Childhood trauma, man.
तो उन्होंने मुझे इस टीचर को, ऑफ कोर्स, क्लास, मेरी मम्मी ने इनकी क्लास ली. मेरी मम्मी से बहुत बड़ी थी ये टीचर, बट उनकी क्लास ली मेरी मम्मी ने.
डेफिनेटली यू हैव टू यार, बच्चे को ऐसे मारोगे तो. और
फिर उनको प्रिंसिपल के सामने उनके हाथ से कर्सिव लिखवाया. उनको बोला तुम लिखो और मेरी बेटी का हैंडराइटिंग देखो. मेरी बेटी की हैंडराइटिंग तुम्हारी हैंडराइटिंग से बेटर है.
ऑफ कोर्स बेटर रहेगा ना, बेटर रहेगा.
And then I was moved up. I was pushed into the first grade.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because your teacher could not take anymore.
But that teacher, I don't know if it was fear of my mom or whether it was anything else, Miss Stella. I love her. I don't know. God bless her wherever she is. इतनी amazing teacher थी आलतू बाबा. You will not believe it. She was one of the sweetest teachers who actually the love of learning was so much in me that for her sake, I always wanted to come first in class.
Aww.
I always wanted to we used to have something called unit test at that age itself. They used to make us do 10 or every day or every week we used to have a test. And 10 out of 10, 20 out of 20, 15 out of 15. Every single time. Because of the way she treated me and the way she, she took care. Every child in that class. It was like every kid was doing really well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. See, that's the thing. You actually were blessed to have a teacher who was very bad, and immediately you had a good teacher.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That saved the day.
Yeah.
But mera to socho yaar. I actually didn't require that. I was all my life I've been an outstanding student. School mein ho ya, I'm always outstanding student.
Standing out does not mean outstanding, Altu Baba.
My teachers made me outstanding.
Altu Baba.
What?
Your teachers made you outstanding.
They always told me, go stand outside the class.
Oh, Lord.
Don't have textbook, go to the class. Don't have workbook, go to the class. Don't have classbook, go to the class. Stand the window. मैंने अपने बचपन majority of the time, people talk about this thing. I used to make fun actually, but I don't. I'm not slighting anybody. They said, street lamp के नीचे बैठ के मैं पढ़ा था, right?
Hey, my dad studied like that.
I know. My dad did say to TV also, but I never told my dad this. But I can tell right now. मैंने क्लासरूम खिड़की पे बैठ के मैंने
क्या
पढ़ाई ली है.
क्या?
हाँ.
पढ़ाई की है.
ली है
कैसे?
मतलब I should. So हमारा corridor जो है ना, so teachers always particular about getting books. And I never liked to carry heavy books. I used to have a nice bag, but my bag is very light. I used to forget always. I don't know what to forget. I don't know now whether I used to forget or whether I actually did not keep it or whatever it was. I never used to have textbooks in my bag because the textbook was supposed to be kept nice and neat on somewhere. So I never used to bring a classwork also. I used to always have a rough book in my hand with me. Rough books called me lab के लिए lab लेके आता था मैं or whatever, right? So invariably when teacher, especially math teacher, if you don't have textbook, he'll say get out of the class. Hello my dear friend, get out of the class. So हमारा class क्या था? एक corridor था. Corridor में हमारा पुराना ज़माने का class था, school था. तो ये मोटे-मोटे मतलब ये मोटे-मोटे walls. मतलब इतने मोटे होते walls. Wall के बीच में जो window था ना, class के wall और बाहर का पत्थर वाला wall तक, there used to be almost a concrete of around 2.5 feet.
Oh wow.
So just be like a sill. Like the walls were so thick and the windows were windows were only towards the inside the class.
Right.
The window will open up. If the windows open, you will now be able to see it in the corridor because they don't hang out.
Yeah.
They would be inside that sill of the particular thing itself, right?
Yeah.
So people can sit in that thing and see also. So I used to sit in the class and take notes at the windowsill. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So you're saying that the teachers didn't want you in their class and you still studied
नहीं,
like
Eklavya नहीं. That's why I think when computers came in, I was an expert at Windows.
Why? Because you were learning at the Windows. Ayyappa. Lord have mercy. Kitna bakwas.
Hey, father, don't do that. I was there. One time I was in school, Windows 3.1 came, networking Windows. I was actually already master when I came that thing, by the way.
Oh, Lord.
But the point is, the teachers are going to give a hats off to them. I don't remember the names right now. Unfortunately, we used to have short forms. We used to have a teacher called KRS. And then there's a teacher called PK.
Rajasagar, is it?
Something like that. I don't know full name.
That's a damn Krishna Rajasagar.
I don't know his full name. There used to be SK and there's like SKD and KDS. All these people used to be short forms, to call them generally. Many of them I didn't even know the full name because first I used to always be bunking or I was like going late to class.
Oh my God.
Because teachers come and write the name first, like this is my name, and they write on the board, right? Yeah. But I think I'll tell you one thing, none of them actually inspired me to actually start. It was more like, I will teach you, learn, right?
That's true.
It never was like, okay, fine, here's what you got to learn. यहाँ पे I think when I came into college, when I started doing advanced studies over here, that's when you actually realize that you have to learn out of your interest.
So it's
इतना
a love
बड़ा-
of learning. It's no, Alto Baba. So you're saying that self-learning.
No, self-learning comes in only afterwards, right? You won't know until school.
Correct.
Right? In school, they still be teaching you, like, yeah. Otherwise, the Indian education में अलग था, I think so. But at least my case, it was more like, ये कर, वो कर. Right?
Huh.
And there's never actually, there was no opportunity for the people to, I think probably it has changed right now. Many time, of course, there's no opportunity for people to actually go do on their own. Because I didn't want to study at all.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't want to study?
I would just study how much is required to study.
Oh my God.
If I know some particular subject, if at all I have a question paper, I will answer as much as actually get some good points and leave it after that. I don't stress out afterwards.
So Bandajan, look, so when was it that you actually wanted to learn Alto Baba? Was there anything like, it could be, or was it through comics? I know you were a huge comic aficionado. So was it through that you wanted to learn?
That was actually put on by my mom.
Oh, what, comics?
She should go drop us off at the library.
Okay.
Well, library is no playing outside.
Huh.
Library.
Why you lie, Alto Baba? You didn't play outside. What nonsense. Everybody knows everybody in the world knows what a street urchin you were.
Yes, that's true. I am also. The point is, she used to put us into the library in the 1.5 hours. You have to go in library. You can't, in library, unfortunately, you can't go there and sleep also. Because if some library, the guy be like,
It was not meant for him to read comics, Bandajan.
Yeah, but I was supposed to read a book.
Yeah.
But the library guy was so nice, he liked me, I was so cute, he actually used to open up the bottom portion of the comics.
And you would read only comics there.
No.
I know, Alto Baba, you would read only comics there.
No.
Acha, okay.
I used to read the labels of other books also.
Yeah. Labels of other books. Yeah. So, Bandajan, आपको यहाँ पे call करना है. Today we want to know from you. While we discuss actually who are some of the teacher figures जो stars रहे हैं हमारे हिंदी film industry में. हाँ, obviously वो आना था ना, क्योंकि we needed to talk about those folks too, right? So we want to know who are the people who actually inspired you to pursue the love of learning.
I have a feeling people are scared to talk about the teachers, or they've forgotten about teachers, or they had the same traumatic experience what I've had with teachers and not had good experience like how you've had. You're gifted, Faltun. You have people in your life who are teachers.
I've had teachers who have been like really offensive and who have said things and done things that actually bully students. I've come across even those kind of teachers.
But
In fact, in India, बहुत ज़्यादा होता है. In fact, in terms of assault, in terms of sexual assault, a lot of that happens, especially with female students in India.
Was the new movie which came out of Akshay Kumar also talk about it a little bit?
Yeah. In that, one of the sexual assault and physical assault is a huge thing in that movie. They talk about that.
It's
too.
very and that movie actually, if you didn't know about that, I'm talking about the movie Katputli. We're not promoting the movie, just to tell you. One of the movies for change has made some money for him because it earned plus around 100 crores in regular market. And I think wherever then Hulu or some Netflix, they took it up, they got 150 crores for that.
But at the same time, Alto Baba, they could have done a better job of ending the movie. The movie seems very contrite in the end. There was no need for Rakul Preet Singh's character. There's no weight for that character at all.
Well, actually, if you watch the Tamil film, which actually remake of,
Yeah.
Again, I don't know. I have watched this Tamil film almost 2 years ago. 2018 mein aaya. It actually was Tamil and Telugu also mein aaya. The wonderful director. The movie name is Rachasan.
Yeah.
Rachasan is like a Raksas.
Huh.
Right? So the thing is, I don't know why they call Katputli over here, but then again, you can actually make out it's a nail biting kind of a thing in the Tamil version of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, Hindi market ke liye, probably Akshay Kumar is like the poor man's.
What? No, I think he's done a good job.
His only movies where he's done a remake of South Indian movies have been good for him. But this year has been really bad. But this is something which actually puts him back into demand, I guess. We'll see what happens on that one.
Right.
But you're right, Faltoni. That'll also happen. But today we're focusing on Masterjee, as in Masterjee Mondays. We want you guys to tell us who has been impactful in your life.
Correct.
Aditi, welcome. How are we doing? Pam to you as well. क्या Aditi कहाँ इतना late क्यों आ रहे हो Aditi? What is this?
क्या Aditi आजकल तो पूरा ये हो गया है. Huh?
Aditi, this is not fair at all. And listen, now Deepa's not coming on now on time also. What is this, Faltoni? What am I seeing all this?
Deepa
अगर ये classroom होता था, what do you tell teacher? Huh? What do you tell teacher? Anyways, but okay, it's fine. But आगे बढ़ते Faltoni, you're going to share something about Indian cinema, maybe how teachers are portrayed, right?
Right. How teachers are portrayed, not necessarily always in the best, in the best light.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah, not.
Yeah,
all.
but I think whenever they have never shown a total action-oriented teacher, right? Yes, they have.
They have.
No, they haven't.
There
I thought
has-
they had, but no, they haven't.
Okay, let's. I'm gonna give Bandhu's one this thing. You know, there was one particular movie that was that starred. उनका नाम क्या है?
Archana Puran Singh.
Archana Puran Singh. Yes.
Oh, really? Like?
Yeah, but
I
no,
just
I'm not,
guess.
talking,
I just
I'm not talking about her. I'm not talking about her
Why?
at all. I'm
What's-
not talking about her at all. I'm actually going to talk about one teacher, a character that was played by somebody,
Uh-huh.
which really like for me was I haven't seen the movie, but
Oh.
this is the name of this particular character. What was the name? Yeah, shucks.
How can you forget these names, Sadhvani?
Well, Banjan.
Seriously, how can
So
you forget?
this teacher is
Uh-huh.
somebody who teaches students on a very customized basis.
Okay.
And he is sort of like, he doesn't shame the children for what their differences are, and
Uh-huh.
he teaches them the way they learn.
Uh-huh.
Ram Shankar Nikumb
Huh.
is the name of the teacher.
Okay, now which movie teacher Ram Shankar
Nikumb. Yeah.
Ram Shankar Nikumb. So in my school, he'll be called in short form as RSN.
या RSN. तो ये कौन से मूवी से राम शंकर निकुंब जी हैं एंड ये कौन से फिल्म में इन्होंने एक टीचर का किरदार निभाया है?
People will not know this.
I am sure if you actually pay attention, Mandajan, you will know.
अपनी निजी लाइफ में टीचर का नाम याद रखते लोग, तू फिल्मों में याद रखने को बोलती है तू. Okay, this particular teacher believes in customized teaching, right?
Yeah.
So he believes in the Waldorf method, I guess. But number to call 4089122 नमस्कार, आपका हार्दिक स्वागत है पैम पैम के मास्टरजी मंडेज में. Who's this? Hello?
Hello, Pam.
नमस्कार पैम पैम.
Oh, मास्टरजी कैसे आप?
मैं फर्स्ट क्लास में. ऐसा थीम होगा तो मुझे फोन करना ही पड़ेगा ना.
वेरी गुड. मैं सोच रही थी काश आप सुन रहे हो एंड आप कॉल करें तो. यस, एब्सोल्युटली. थैंक यू सो मच. कैसे हैं प्रणव जी?
I'm fine, fantastic. How are you guys?
वेरी गुड सर. तो बताइए आपको
Yeah,
कैसा
bet-
लगा? एंड
Better be good.
we can't be just good, sir. We are the best.
Yeah, I know where you're going. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. तो बताइए. हाँ.
Yeah, I think I heard who has influenced you in your life, right? So yeah, the teaching जो मैंने of course there are a lot of wonderful teachers from elementary through high school, but my real teacher was my grandmother and my mom. So जो life में दुनियादारी सीखी है, what is good, what is bad, how to choose what is right, do the right things, keep your head down, always be grounded, वो सब मैंने उनसे ही सीखा है.
But
So, yeah.
where did you learn about being cruel to cute things?
I don't. Yeah, I think there is. Yeah.
Oh, let me rephrase it. Let me,
Yeah.
excuse me,
I'm
sir.
not-
Ek minute, Pranav ji,
Hey,
let
I'm-
me rephrase that
Yeah,
sentence. Where did you learn to be so strict with cute, lovable things? That's much better, right? Sounds better.
देखो
Or things like people. Okay, हाँ.
कि जिंदगी में अनुशासन बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है. तो इसलिए कभी-कभी थोड़ा सा सख्त होना पड़ता है.
हाँ.
बट अब कोई ऐसे क्लास को डिस्टर्ब करेगा तो थोड़ा सा तो
हाँ, लेकिन
सजा
सर
तो मिलेगी.
अनुषा तो हमें मालूम है, लेकिन अनुषा सन है मालूम नहीं है.
अनुशासन. बाप रे गॉड.
उसका बेटा मालूम नहीं मुझे. क्या तेरे को मालूम है? Very important. Might be very important person. I never know, but yeah.
वेस्ट फेलो. हाँ.
Okay, you can take a poll whether I'm cruel or not. तो जो भी बंदे को बता
नहीं
देंगे.
हमें पोल वोल्ट नहीं करना है यार. Why you want to poll? Why you want to?
I am not asking about
हम पोल क्यों ले भाई? हम पोल नहीं खोलने वाले लोग अब. No, sorry, we don't do
नहीं
that.
देखो
हाँ.
हाँ.
if you love somebody more than others, then of course it will show in your behavior, right?
Right.
So
That's what showing us ना behavior, no? हमारे बिहेवियर में दिख रहा है ना कि हम आपको इतना प्यार करते हैं. लेकिन
अरे वो
आप
कभी
सिर्फ
कभी
किसी
दिखता भी है ना.
हाँ?
अभी तक तो हिंसा का उपयोग नहीं हुआ. कभी पीठ में दिखेगा, कभी गाल में दिखेगा. बट आई एम नॉट गोइंग देयर, राइट?
नहीं, हम लोग उसकी बात नहीं कर रहे. हम स्ट्रिक्टनेस की बात कर रहे हैं. इतने आप कभी एक चलती हुई धारा को आप क्यों कंट्रोल कर रहे हो? व्हाई डू यू लीव एक वो क्या पट्टी होता है क्या वो पट्टी, राइट? व्हेन यू स्क्वीज इट विल गो थ्रू ऑल योर फिंगर्स. इतना कंट्रोल मत करो.
हाँ.
Cute,
if you think
people
about it-
like फालतू बाबा फालतू रानी, आप ऐसे ही को इतना कंट्रोल मत करो, मतलब इतना.
नहीं, मैं कुछ कंट्रोल नहीं कर रहा हूँ. देखो, कोई
हाँ,
कुछ
बोलो
करता
सर.
नहीं है, करने वाला तो ऊपर बैठा है, वो सब करवाता है.
ओहो,
राइट, तो
excuse me, I will take offense to
किया है.
this.
मैं कभी
ऊपर
कभी
वाला-
फोन करके यही देखता हूँ.
हाँ,
क्या?
हाँ, ये ऊपर वाला करता नहीं है, करती है, लेडी है ऊपर.
अच्छा.
हाँ, ठीक है. हाँ, वो जैसे मिक्स ऑफ डिफरेंट पीपल.
वाह,
तो
कैसे?
करवाती है, करती है, बट कोई कुछ करता नहीं, किसी के बस में ऐसा है नहीं. एवरीथिंग इज ऑलरेडी स्क्रिप्टेड.
सर,
बट कभी कभी मैं फोन करके ये प्रयास करता हूँ कि जो गुणवत्ता में थोड़ी सी कमी नहीं हो जाए, क्वालिटी कंट्रोल होना चाहिए. तो अभी तक तो तुम लोग ठीक जा रहे हो, पता नहीं आगे क्या होगा.
नहीं, आगे तो और अच्छा ही होगा, डोंट वरी. हम क्वालिटी के क्या दायरा है ना, दायरा, राइट?
हाँ.
दायरा को हम लोग लांग के चलेंगे ऑलरेडी.
नहीं.
हाँ.
क्या?
बेस्ट क्वालिटी हम लोग.
हाँ, बेस्ट क्वालिटी, दैट्स ट्रू.
बेस्ट क्वालिटी.
मैं तो डर गई, तू क्या बोल रहे हैं?
नहीं, डोंट वरी. लेकिन सर ये बताइए ना आप, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर शेयरिंग. यस, इट्स वंडरफुल टू हियर दैट योर मॉम एंड योर ग्रैंडमॉम हैज बीन योर teachers. लेकिन how about teachers in actually from school or something like an institute or something like that? ऐसा कोई आपको आपके लाइफ में कैसे इम्पैक्ट हुआ है? बिकॉज आपकी हिंदी इतनी अच्छी है ना, लगता है मुझे आपके हिंदी के प्राध्यापक से आपको सही मिला होगा 2-3 शिक्षा. शिक्षा की बात करो.
ट्रूथ उसके बाद ही मैंने पकड़ा है कि on my own interest, but of course there is something in my genes. My dad used to write, my mom used to write, so वो है. But when I was in school or high school, I think Hindi was not the favorite subject at that time. But yeah, I'm still thankful today that I'm able to practice that. But there were teachers, but ऐसा कुछ नहीं जिसने मेरा लाइफ चेंज कर दिया, ऐसा कोई टीचर है नहीं.
लेकिन कोई ऐसा टीचर होगा ना, प्रणब जी, I mean, मतलब it doesn't have to be somebody who was an academic professor या teacher, but there would have been somebody who instilled in you the love for learning, right? क्योंकि आप भी, I think if I'm not mistaken, आप भी सिखाते थे, right? At one point, like you taught Oriya language or Hindi?
Hindi. नहीं, मैं बता, my teacher was my grandmother and my mom. तो वो दोनों ने जो एक तो डेफिनेटली लाइफ लेसन ग्रैंडमदर से मिला, और ऑफ कोर्स जो स्टडी के लिए सीरियसनेस और पढ़ना है वो डेफिनेटली माय मॉम गेव मी. सो या
वाह, ओके. सो
मतलब कोई टीचर ऐसा क्या nobody was name worthy to think about or talk about, right?
हाँ.
नहीं, मेरे देयर वर गुड, बट जैसे आई कैन रिमेंबर गो बैक, ऐसा अनफॉर्चुनेटली आई डिडंट हैव anybody like that who would
I
transform
think
my life.
that is a, see, एक minute, I want to bring attention to something, Fatrani.
हाँ.
Do you see that right now? Why the teacher profession nobility is getting lost?
Why?
Seems like, see, even Pranabji, he's not able to recollect any of the teachers who used to get paid to teach him, who done a good job.
इसको थोड़ा पढ़ो मत. Yeah, I'm grateful, of course.
लेकिन हाँ, you only talked about teachers who gave you free
I don't want to
learning.
take one name and insult the other.
नहीं,
You see that? वो point
नहीं,
है.
ऐसे
नहीं,
नहीं.
like for instance, Pranab ji,
डरते देखो, अभी भी डरते
I'll
हैं.
give you an example. यहाँ पे, for instance, there are some teachers who actually engage in dialogue with you, who will encourage you to think beyond what your typical हमारे जो स्टूडेंट वाली थॉट प्रोसेस, हाँ, नहीं, जो टिपिकल इनसाइड द बॉक्स थिंकिंग होता है, राइट? या ऑब्वियसली फॉर मी टू, माय पेरेंट्स वर ह्यूज इन्फ्लुएंसेस. द लव ऑफ लर्निंग केम फ्रॉम माय पेरेंट्स, ऑफ कोर्स, लेकिन वो इट आल्सो केम विद अ लॉट ऑफ डिसिप्लिन, दैट if you don't do this, these are the consequences, kind of thing, right? So that was a different thing. But then as you grow older and you start to learn, there is one teacher whom I should give a shout out to, John, right? John and Marjorie Flint. They are English professors at Stanford, and wo actually इतना इंस्पायर किए मुझे, in the sense that who actually rekindled in me I used to write before. They rekindled in me
बाबू छोड़ दे, राइट कर रहा.
हाँ, छोड़ दिया.
सब रॉक किया तूने.
राइट. देखो, तेरे को किसी ने सिखाया होगा तो तेरे को समझ में आया. सुनने में भी स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक करता है.
Same teacher I had also had, John and Marjorie.
Yeah. John and Marjorie
was my teacher also.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I go back, then probably there was one, my physics teacher, whose name was Mr. Tutakne. He definitely, I had a kind of a low performing year the year before, and then the next year definitely when I started engaging with him, of course my life changed after that. I just scored really well, and then got in a professional course. So yeah, that definitely, if one name comes to my mind, his name would be there.
Very good, very
So,
good.
yeah.
देखा अभी आया ना सच बाहर निकला. मेरा भी एक टीचर थे. One of my teachers very key instrumental for me to become famous in my class. हमारा class तो of course I went to a public school, right? So like in India. So we
Hey,
have like
you
around
didn't go
100
to any
people.
public school. You went to private school. Be
St.
quiet.
Joseph's College was a public school.
It wasn't a public school.
It was Father, let me tell you, you don't know about it. It was adopted by Sai authorities. It was a missionary school. So there, actually, the thing is, we used to have 100 kids in one classroom, and I became very popular.
Why?
Thanks to one Mr. Krishna Swami. A master.
क्या किया तुमने?
मेरे को उन्होंने encourage किया. He made me famous in my class.
How?
Kids were to
Encourage to do
encourage
what?
me. No, I'll do. Just like, literally, like, inside the voice, I could hear that.
Why?
Hello, my dear friends, to call. Like, we used to have a 40 minutes period or something like that. So after almost half, he'll get tired actually writing on the board. And then he'll pick one kid random, right? And who's talking to kid, he'll pick generally. And one good kid, just to compare them to, and he'll give 2 problems on the board. Two problems on the board, one, these are big boards, right? One right-hand side, one problem, left-hand side, one problem. And somebody should solve it. So the thing is, he will ask us to solve it, and what will happen
Oh
is,
God, I can guess what happened. Okay, go
yeah,
ahead.
so half of the period is to be about solving. So when you finish solving, you give one more question to somebody else. So I used to be picked up, I used to go to the stage. I knew this very well from day number 1 only. I used to solve the problem, but you should take your own sweet time, not finish it, because the other kid is very smart. He'll finish it very fast.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now, he didn't have the brains to add somebody or solve the problem there. So he'll want both the kids to solve at the same time.
Oh.
So when I used to go there, a whole half an hour solid I used to take to solve the whole problem.
And then would you
Kids were
solve
so
it?
happy. Kids were so happy. Okay, nothing else to do because they already have solved the problem with that, right?
but now everybody knows why you don't have any stage fear,
No, I have stage fear.
right?
I have
Because you're
really-
always in front of some
No,
kind of
no,
audience.
sir, I have stage fear.
सर
I'm
आलतू
amazed
बाबा
it's so
ऐसा स्टूडेंट है हमने पहले भी बताया है कि ये क्लास में इसकी मुंह बंद नहीं होती है, बस बात करता रहता है. तो इंडिया में कोएड क्लास में से
Excuse
उन्होंने लड़कों को एक रो में बिठाते हैं, लड़कियों को दूसरे रो में
वो
बिठाते
भी
हैं.
अच्छी टीचर थी,
Yeah.
कन्नड़ टीचर मेरी, कन्नड़ टीचर. वो she was a,
ये
I don't know her
आलतू
name
बाबा
though.
इतना बात करता था, पुष्पा मैम.
Pushpa ma'am, yes.
हाँ, तो वो इतना बात करता था तो उसको उठा के लड़कियों के बीच बिठा दिया.
4th standard में. Can you imagine?
And wait, उसके बाद मालूम है क्या हुआ? वहाँ पे भी इसने एक्चुअली
मैं सबका
इतना
doubt-
बात किया कि उसके डायरी में 3-4 बार लिख के टीचर ने भेजा था, तो इसने फोर्ज करके अपने पापा का सिग्नेचर लगा के भेज दिया था. तो फाइनली इसकी बहन को बुलाया गया ताकि उसको बताया जाए कि ये बिल्कुल सुधर नहीं रहा है बंदा, तुम्हारे पापा मम्मी से मिलना है, इससे वी डोंट ट्रस्ट हिम, वी वांट यू टू टेल योर पेरेंट्स.
हाँ
Oh.
तो the point is the
And
point.
उसकी
देखो
बहन ने
सर,
क्या कहा फिर?
नहीं उसका बहन ने कुछ नहीं कहा.
अरे वो तो रोज
वो रोने लगी. क्या करे? अच्छा बट छोड़ो, अभी the point is, मैं एक देखो, I was like a very good student sir. मैं सबका doubt clear करता था. People ask me doubts.
डाउट्स.
हाँ तो मैं clarify करता था because teachers, that's a bad job they used to do that.
व्हाट?
Yeah.
Yeah, I fully trust you also. Whatever you say.
I'm not kidding sir. मेरा pencil box should be empty.
Huh?
Always. मैं सबको बांट देता अपना पेंसिल, रबर, सब कुछ. And all the girls
रबर
come
नहीं
in.
बोलते, इरेजर बोलते हैं.
बताओ उस जमाने में रबर बोलते थे. तो
Yeah, rubber. correct,
हाँ
correct,
तो
rubber,
मेरे जो आजू बाजू बैठने लड़की लोग हैं, तुम्हारे पास पेन नहीं है, नोट लगे लिए, oh you don't have pen? I say no, I don't have pen. Just give me a pen. And somebody say, oh you don't have eraser? I'll give you eraser. No, all the just to ask me questions. तुम्हारे पास है कि नहीं? Textbook है नहीं है? दे दो. हाँ, तो मैं that's what I was. देखो आज is not about student, about teachers.
अच्छा, वो
Please.
दान नहीं करता था, वो धंधा चलाता था, बिजनेस करता था,
नहीं.
स्टैम्प को बेचता था.
सेंटर में बेचता था. नहीं
and-
बेचता नहीं था. एक्सक्यूज मी, बार्टर सिस्टम था हमारा.
गोली कलेक्ट करता था, वो क्या कहते हैं उसको?
सेंट रबर.
कंचे.
सेंट रबर हमारे यहाँ पे सेंट
Oh,
रबर
Saint rubber, okay.
हाँ उसके पीछे से एक ब्रुसेल वाला. Why are you talking about my life right now?
Because that's what you talked about.
Hello, we're talking about teachers right now. देखो सर, मेरे लिए in teachers have not been very impactful in my school and college, unfortunately. They've only been able to punish me. Well, that could be the reason why I become so hard.
Yeah.
Because of that, all the punishment.
Yes.
Well, no,
But did you
actually,
learn?
Deepa actually said very clearly. She said, you know,
Where?
the stage is afraid of Altu Baba.
Oh.
Oh, like how Deepa is afraid to call right now, eh?
Yeah.
Deepa is afraid to call our show right now.
And anyway, तो प्रणब जी, हमने एक सवाल पूछा था कि राम शंकर निकुंभ,
हाँ
इस नाम से एक टीचर का किरदार है जिसे एक मूवी में मतलब फीचर किया गया। ये जो राम शंकर निकुंभ जी हैं वो स्पेसिफिकली was somebody who believed in it almost seems like, I haven't seen the movie, but it almost seems like the Waldorf style of education, where you work on the child's strengths and you teach them and you instill in them a love for learning,
हाँ
as opposed to teaching like a one size fits all approach.
हाँ। लेकिन आपको मालूम है कौन से फिल्म में राम शंकर निकुंभ जी आए थे?
Oh, I forgot the name of the character, but if I remember in recent memory, teacher अगर कोई है, so that was तारे ज़मीं पर आमिर खान there was.
Oh my
I don't know,
God,
his name was
not bad.
Ram
Yeah.
Shankar.
Yes, you're right. वही
Yeah.
फिल्म था and उसी फिल्म में उनका नाम राम शंकर निकुंब था.
Correct.
Very good,
Oh,
sir.
I don't know.
Very good.
Somehow
Yes.
lost the name, but yeah, that was a recent.
आपको हमारी तरफ से मिलेगा ढेर सारे प्यार मोहब्बत.
Yes, absolutely. And आपने सही
Thank
से
you,
पहचाना. कोई हमारी हिंदी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में आपके जहन में कोई ऐसा टीचर कैरेक्टर है जो प्रभावशाली रहा है?
हाँ, very good.
Teacher character.
हाँ, एटलीस्ट मूवी में दिखाया गया कि प्रभावशाली था या है.
Well, I don't think this. Teacher. एक तो परिचय में जितेन थे.
हाँ.
He took care of the kids, so that was definitely a very nice character.
हाँ.
Okay. Given.
And उसके बाद
Sir, you don't like the role of Amitabh Bachchan in with Dharmendra and all that movie Chupke Chupke?
yeah, Professor was yeah, but it's not about Prabhavsali teaching people. It was
what? He taught about
it was a funny movie, right?
No, but he actually line मारता
Actually,
ना.
he confused Jayapatali so much that she forgot botany.
Correct. ऐसा
So that is
but
not a good example.
नहीं, but he went out of botany when his zoology, no?
Huh?
Didn't tell anatomy afterwards. Chemistry also was nice, pretty strong afterwards.
Oh wow.
सर ऐसे प्रभाव अच्छा मतलब आपको प्रभाव नहीं पड़ा आपके ऊपर?
नहीं मेरे पर कोई प्रभाव नहीं पड़ा. But I think they have shown very less.
देखा?
There are very few movies made. There is one movie where definitely there was a Hindi teacher, but it is a negative character.
Oh,
नहीं,
that's
negative.
okay. That's
Why?
प्रभावशाली, impactful.
No.
Impactful.
I will not take it.
Huh?
No, yeah, impactful. ऐसे तो I don't know, there was some movie made Nasruddin Shah called Sir. But it was kind of a love movie. I don't think he did anything great in that movie. I mean, he's teaching the right thing. Teaching love is not the right thing.
Huh? Why?
Means in that sense.
No, now I will take it an offense to you. Why?
Then they showed Amitabh Bachchan in a very stupid role. It was one of the worst movie ever made called Mohabbatein.
But there he's playing role of you. Amitabh Bachchan is playing headmaster role.
Yeah.
No. But
Job
the
करते ना?
whole concept was totally बेकार, because this guy is saying, Shahrukh Khan is coming and saying, मैं यहाँ मोहब्बतें दिखा दूंगा, मैं ये कर दूंगा. What kind of nonsense? You are going to an education institute to get education, and your parents have sent you to get educated so that you can do something in life. And this guy is coming, go and make some love stories. What nonsense?
Yeah.
It's totally nonsensical movie.
ये nonsensical कैसे है, sir?
Why?
Why can't somebody be allowed to live their life and experience every aspect of it?
That's
ये किसने
nonsense.
बताया?
He
किसने
was
बताया?
trying to fight with Amitabh Bachchan against discipline, which I totally
Sir,
am against. So Amitabh Bachchan's role was to enforce discipline so that kids are expected to do what they have sent their parents, right? And this guy is coming on some BS about go and find a girl and sing love songs.
He doesn't
What
say
kind of nonsense is that?
go find a girl and sing a love song.
No.
He doesn't say that. He doesn't decry. He doesn't decry relationships.
लेकिन आपने फिल्म देखी?
I saw, unfortunately.
हाँ, अदिति
And
का
3
point
hours of
सही
my
है.
life were
क्या बोला
wasted.
उसने?
अदिति का
Totally
पॉइंट सही.
nonsensical
अदिति
movie.
आपके लिए बोल रही है, अदिति जी बोल रही है. हाँ, and yet everybody went and saw मोहब्बतें.
Yeah.
लेकिन सर मैंने नहीं देखी मोहब्बतें.
I don't know. Nobody should watch that anyway.
I didn't watch
anyway,
it.
That's my thing. That they don't have lot of movies where there's a good portrayal of.
तो फिर आप
very-
कह रहे हैं सर कि राज आर्यन मल्होत्रा जिन्होंने कहा एक लड़की थी दीवानी सी, एक लड़की पे वो मरती थी, वो ठीक नहीं था, वो
Yeah, I
प्रभावशाली
think,
टीचर नहीं था?
man, I have never done any hinsa, but if somebody says that, I will kind of hit him. It's kind of a nonsense movie. Anyway,
Oh my
I will
God,
stop
he's
here.
so violent. Oh Lord. Hey भगवान.
आपने
Yeah, when the parents send you to get education, please do that. Don't waste your parents' time and insult them by
Sir,
going after
parents
some
send
girl.
you not to get education. Parents don't send you to get education. They send you to get educated.
Educated. Yeah, exactly. And education, that वहीं पे मार खा गया education system सर कि education सिर्फ subjects में नहीं होती है, education life में होना चाहिए.
Object में होती है.
I know, but there's some side.
Subject नहीं object में होती है.
I
You
know.
do some life lesson करो, कुछ पढ़ोसी को किसी को help
Sir,
करो, आदमी join करो. Not just waste your time going
Pranab ji?
after singing love songs.
प्रणव जी,
Anyway.
आप आलतू को बहुत बहुत ये करते हो ना? क्या बोला तूने? आप जाके वीडियो देखो.
मैंने इसने बोला सब्जेक्ट नहीं, मैंने बोला सब्जेक्ट के अलावा ऑब्जेक्ट भी कुछ होती है. क्या
क्या बोला फिर से करो?
सब्जेक्ट ही नहीं. तू उल्टा कर क्या कर रही है? वीडियो कर रही है.
बोल.
फिर से क्या है? इट्स नॉट
बोल.
गो वॉच द वीडियो. आई एम सेइंग दैट यू नो कॉलेज में जाके सब्जेक्ट पढ़ना ही नहीं, आपको ऑब्जेक्ट भी पढ़नी है. ऑब्जेक्ट.
Oh God.
I know, but if the object becomes your subject, then your life is done.
Sir, no. Doesn't matter if your object becomes your subject, then it is subjective. It's up to you to choose what you want to do. चलेगा. सर किसी भी एरिया में स्टडी करो, फर्दर स्टडी करो. If you actually are, you know, you inspired to do more study in that, become. Sir, that is what our shastras tell us, right, sir? क्या आप भी ना? आपने कभी कामसूत्र नहीं पढ़ा क्या?
जो भी शास्त्र
तुमको
है,
शर्म नहीं
you
आती है?
see Bollywood movies and your life becomes, I don't know.
No, don't live your life as per Bollywood. Bollywood will teach you something else. Don't look at Bollywood at Kama Sutra. Sutra is about passion. Kama is passion.
एबे
Doing something passionately is what it is all about.
हम लोग मास्टर जी के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. देखो आपके सामने बोल रहा है कामसूत्रा.
हाँ?
हाँ
एक ये
अभी बोला.
तो तुम लोग ये फैमिली शो है.
ये फैमिली शो है. फर्जी वही टॉकिंग मोड. उनको सुना नहीं दिया. सर मैंने कुछ नहीं बोला सर. ये देखो इसके दिमाग में क्या क्या.
तूने नहीं बोला. अभी बस रिकॉर्डिंग है. मैं वापस प्ले करेंगी
हाँ
अभी.
करो जाके करो प्ले.
रास्कला.
पॉइंट इज मैं बोला सूत्र जो है ना, मतलब उसका हम लोग काम निकालना पड़ेगा उसका.
Oh my goodness.
सूत्रों का अनुसार यार. बट एनीवे वेरी गुड सर. लेकिन आपने आज कॉल करके बता दिया कि आपके बचपन में आपका भी कुछ है. ऐसे कुछ टीचर्स भी हैं आपको जिन्होंने आपको क्लास लिया ना. इसीलिए आप
नहीं मेरी किसी ने क्लास ऑफ कोर्स, बट देखो तभी मैं ऐसा हूँ, अभी तक हूँ. Remember I can take class of others too.
Of course, yes sir.
So what else?
Again, sir, I'm a person who's grown up with all the stuff, so nothing affects on me actually.
अच्छा.
Yeah.
That is true. Buffalo. Water pouring on buffalo.
Water pouring buffalo. Yes.
But
water going into buffalo. Buffalo going into water.
correct. But thank you so much, Pranab ji. And of course, आपके घर में भी एक अध्यापक है. अगर वो टीचर नहीं है, अगर वो कॉल करेंगी तो बहुत अच्छा लगेगा. कि उनका जो इंस्पिरेशन कहाँ से आया टीचिंग का.
डेफिनेटली इनसे नहीं आया.
हाँ.
क्यों बहुत स्वीट है.
I got further inspiration from her, right?
हाँ मुझे अगर मेरे बचपन में ऐसा कोई टीचर मिल गया तो मैं क्या नहीं बच जाता आज. I would become a big मेधावी मैंने.
अच्छा.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for that respect.
हाँ नहीं बाबा नहीं सीरियसली ऐसे प्यार से सिखाने वाले लोग चाहिए. मेरे को ऐसे कभी नहीं मिला अनफॉर्चुनेटली.
अच्छा तेरे को कोई नहीं मिला
ऐसा कोई नहीं मिला. टीचर लोग बोल रहा हूँ मैं.
अरे प्यार के काबिल होना चाहिए.
हैं? तू बस हितोषी के बारे में सोचती रहे ऑलवेज.
हाँ.
एनीवे थैंक यू सो मच प्रणब जी. थैंक यू सो मच. दीपा जी कुछ कंप्लेन करिए. मान में क्या है उसको ऑलवेज
मैंने कॉल किया. तुम लोगों ने उद्घाटन नहीं कॉल.
Okay, sorry. Then take her call.
उसको उद्घाटन नहीं किया हमने बोलते.
Thank you so much for calling in, sir. Have
थैंक
a
यू
good
प्रहलाद
one.
जी. एंड प्लीज दीपा जी एक और बार आप प्रयत्न कीजिएगा, उसका उद्घाटन कर लेंगे हम लोग.
And Aditi, that's true. Actually, even I agree. People went and watched Mohabbatein because it was a much highly touted release, right? Because it was Yash Raj, and then it
ये
was.
कुछ भी नहीं. That time there was no concept of social media, so everybody just went there.
No, at that time it was a much highly touted movie, Altua. People really wanted to go and watch that movie because.
How do you know? I never wanted to go watch the movie. You went to watch the movie. I'm to finish it.
Abe, I went with Mahima ji, and I
I know
fell
it.
asleep. I fell asleep in the movie
So
theater.
I never went to watch it.
Yeah. So.
Somehow I've always have been blessed to not watch this kind of movies. 90s में तो कुछ फिल्म ऐसा नहीं है, अच्छा नहीं है, देखा नहीं मैंने.
90s नहीं था darling.
हेलो, हाँ नमस्ते, कैसे दीपा जी? माय गॉड दीपा जी आप ऐसे छुपे.
तुमको पता है कि मैंने कॉल किया तो ना, हाँ 90s में ऐसा है, 90s में
नहीं
ऐसा
मुझे
है।
क्या मानता, आप तो यहाँ पे छुपे थे, यहाँ पे वही. माय गुडनेस क्या यार, व्हाट डू यू कॉल दैट लाइट फूड, कैसे बोलते फातोनी?
मैं छुपी रुस्तम
नहीं.
Zoom comedy.
Zoom comedy.
अभी प्रणव जी की तरफ से मैं बोलूँ,
हाँ
परंपरा, प्रतिष्ठा और अनुशासन बनाए रखो शो पे.
हमारे पास प्राम है ऑलरेडी. अनुशासन नहीं मिल रहा यार.
अनुशासन नहीं मिल रहा, प्रतिष्ठा का है.
प्रतिष्ठा दो तो है.
हाँ.
हाँ.
तो एनीवे आप दीपा जी आप बताइए, आप तो ऑफ कोर्स रंगीन बचपन थी आपकी, तो मतलब हेलो व्हाट आर यू, ए हेलो आई मीन से यू रिच पीपल यार का ट्रांसपोर्टेशन था खुद.
हाँ नहीं, and she was in a boarding school and all ना.
बोरिंग स्कूल है.
Boarding school नहीं, boarding school.
मतलब आप डेफिनेटली यू हैड सम गुड टीचर्स वुड हैव रियली.
Actually, I forgot about my boarding school. Yeah,
हाँ,
I had some good teachers there.
अच्छा अभी आएंगे तेरे पास.
Yeah,
मैं पहले दीपा जी से पूछ लेंगे. दीपा
अभी
जी
बहुत अच्छी बच्ची थी, तो तुम्हारी तरह नोटी लिस्ट में नहीं आती थी मैं.
गुड वन. ओह माय गॉड दीपा उठाती तो बड़ा जोकर.
तो ऐसे बोलते जैसे तुम मुझे जानते थे तब. हाँ सच्ची में
नहीं जानता था बाबा, अभी भी नहीं जानता हूँ मैं.
फिर
इसलिए पूछ रहा हूँ. अरे इसलिए पूछ रहा हूँ आपसे ना. माय गुड, ऐसे बताओ कोई टीचर ऐसा कोई प्रभाव लगा पड़ा आपको, लेकिन हाँ मैं आगे जाके आर्किटेक्ट बनूंगी, ऐसा कुछ ऐसा बचपन में हुआ था ऐसा?
मतलब who instilled in you that love of learning, Deepa? I mean, subject तो बहुत अच्छा सिखाते हैं teachers.
Learning definitely in my now the boarding school. अच्छे बहुत सारे अच्छे teachers ने. My English teacher, madam and sir, both were amazing.
Oh, very good.
And
उनका नाम याद है आपको?
my भट्ट मैडम थी, तो उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा इंग्लिश सिखाया. And then there was a Kannada teacher and science teacher, कामत सर, and
नहीं बट
पुजारी
आपको
सर, math teacher पुजारी सर. So I was a favorite of all the teachers.
मतलब
All teachers pet, teachers
when you own the complex, why not, right? Of course.
Own the complex, हाँ.
हाँ, you own the boarding school, right? No?
I come on, how can I own Altova?
Your dad owned,
ऐसा
okay,
कुछ
हाँ.
नहीं है. अरे no.
अरे बड़ी बाप की बिगड़ी बेटी ना आप, क्या आपने बताया था मुझे ना?
बड़े
पापा
बाप
की
अरे
परी
देखो,
हूँ मैं.
वो जमाने में देखो Altova कैसे, पता नहीं हम लोग कैसे गुजारा. अभी देखो आजकल सेलफोन वगैरह कुछ है, वो टाइम पे कुछ नहीं था.
हाँ.
Oh God, we used to stay and we used to wait eagerly for our teachers.
इसीलिए प्रूफ नहीं है ना उस टाइम का. अरे अच्छा हुआ ना, इसलिए प्रूफ नहीं है, वरना तो प्रूफ
और
था, आपका प्रूफ होता.
पी टीचर बहुत ही स्ट्रिक्ट थे, बहुत मैंने मार खाई उनसे.
ओह रियली?
Actually, तेरे को याद है PE टीचर थॉमस सर?
हाँ.
तुमने भी बहुत मार खाई है उनसे. मार
थॉमस सर, रशीद सर, काफी लोग हैं.
दैट टीचर क्योंकि वो सुबह 5 बजे उठ के जॉगिंग के लिए बुलाते थे, और मुझे सुबह जल्दी उठना मतलब मुझे बहुत तकलीफ होता था. तो जब मैं मिस करती थी तो पनिशमेंट मिल जाता था.
वाह.
Oh really?
देखो कितना ना वो उससे पनिशमेंट लिया, अच्छा हो ना. अभी देखो यू हैविंग अ वंडरफुल हस्बैंड राइट नाउ हु वेरी अलाउस यू टू स्लीप थ्रू ऑल डे मॉर्निंग.
हाँ.
क्या यार? अरे उस सब का कर्म होता है यार. कम ऑन, यू एक्चुअली हैव सफर्ड सो मच इन स्कूल, सो शादी के बाद रिलैक्स्ड हस्बैंड मिलता है तेरे को.
नहीं, actually दीपा,
हाँ.
ये भी हो सकता है, right? No, there are some people who would have inspired you, like I don't know if it happened to you, but I know that there'd be something that they would force you to do, like you have to be like this, you have to be like that. That you would have decided, man,
Yes,
I will not be like
independent. I'll be exactly the
my
opposite.
architectural course. अभी भी I'm still in good terms and in touch
नहीं,
with many of my teachers.
No, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying there'll be some people who, like you said, right? Your PE teacher would get you to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning. But
Yeah, yeah.
you would, for me, it
Uh-huh.
would work the opposite.
हाँ,
If somebody
फालतू नहीं।
forces me to do something, then I'd
उल्टा
be
करती
like,
है।
when I get a chance, I will do exactly the opposite.
हाँ लाइक फालतू कॉन्वेंट में ना जो
हाँ।
उसकी मदर थी ना बड़ा बड़ा प्रिंसिपल टाइप मदर होती है ना वो उसको बोलती थी तू प्लीज बी डिसिप्लिन्ड बी डिसेंट उसने बोला नहीं आई विल नॉट बी दैट वे ग्रो अप
तो मैं indecent थी क्या? Idiot fellow.
अभी
कुछ भी
है वो
बोलेगा।
तो।
Yes, I did. मेरा हुआ है ऐसा मतलब that अभी मैं नाम नहीं लूंगी वो साइंस टीचर ही इज लाइक ऑलवेज ऑन टू मी लाइक
ऑन
मैं
टू
क्या
यू
कर रही हूँ मैंने डायरी लिखा कि नहीं मैंने होमवर्क किया कि नहीं मैं थोड़ा मतलब नॉटी भी थी मैं बहुत मतलब
आए ना अब आए ना सच बाहर देखो मेरे परख में कभी गलती नहीं हो सकती है दीपा
तो मैंने बोला ना मैंने एंड लाइक मैंने टीचर के कमरे में जाके ताला की आई स्टोल अ की एंड और बाहर जाके मेरे सीनियर्स को डराया था रात को 2 बजे ऐसे बहुत सारे मतलब
मालूम है दीपा
हॉस्टल में हम लोग देर रात तक जगे रहते थे सैटरडे नेक्स्ट डे
हाँ
तो जूनियर्स को उठा देते थे रात को
उठा लेते मतलब
ऐसे नहीं उठा लेते they used to wake them up उठा देते ये बोल रहा है
sleeping right so we will wake them up
हाँ wake them अरे ये तो बहुत सिंपल है बच्चों का
जल्दी रेडी हो जाओ हम लोग हम लेट फॉर द जॉगिंग गेट अप करके हम लोग उठा देते हैं हम लोग
नहीं जब हम उठाते तो उठ जाते हैं
Oh God!
नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं
अच्छा
नहीं क्योंकि इसने किया है
हाँ
दीपा जो आपने बोला ना ये अल्टोबा भी एक्चुअली बोर्डिंग स्कूल में रहा है एंड वहाँ पे इसने यही किया है वो एक इसने पता लगाया कि
देखो आज बोर्डिंग एक अलग शौक है
वार्डन थी बहुत अल्टोबा को बहुत पसंद करते थे वो लोग क्योंकि ये बहुत चुलबुला सा था लेकिन नहीं था तब थोड़ा इनोसेंट भी था अच्छा था
अभी क्या बुलबुला सा हूँ
तेरे बुलबुल ऐसा है तो ये
हमारे
अल्टोबा ने जो पूछा ना मैं अब मेरा कट हो रहा है फोन तो मैं बाहर ड्राइव कर रही हूँ इसलिए तो आई एम लाइक द थिंग इज yeah many of the teachers all those teachers were very impactful and of course art teacher was मैं उनकी favorite थी वो मेरे favorite थे I used to wait for my art every once a week right and music once a week
he was very handsome huh?
it was those were my favorite
was he very handsome
times
नहीं आज टीचर है
आर्ट पीरियड मुझे अच्छा लगता था आर्ट क्लास बहुत
हाँ मुझे भी अच्छा लगता था टीचर बहुत सुंदर थी
तो एंड वंस क्या हुआ एक और मेरी बंदी थी मेरी फ्रेंड शी वाज आल्सो वेरी गुड इन आर्ट तो क्या हुआ हम दोनों ने दे गिव एन असाइनमेंट एंड हमारे एक असाइनमेंट में मुझे उससे सिर्फ 0.5 मार्क्स कम पड़े थे
ओह माय गॉड
ठीक है फॉर दैट असाइनमेंट तो वो उस दिन मैं पूरा रोई थी वो सिर्फ 0.5 मार्क्स मुझे कम क्यों पड़े करके एंड ही नोटिस दैट एंड फिर बाद में आफ्टर आई लेफ्ट द स्कूल आफ्टर लॉन्ग टाइम मुझे पता चला जूनियर से दैट ही यूज्ड टू गिव दैट एग्जांपल माय एग्जांपल दैट डेडिकेशन एंड कमिटमेंट ही यूज्ड टू वर्क सो हार्ड एंड उतना
हाँ बोलो
हेलो
हाँ बोलो एक और लाइन
0.5 marks affected me so much and next time like I worked even harder करके teacher my sir used to give my example to all the juniors.
So he said you should work harder or smarter.
You should be like that. Yeah, you should be like that. Like so much into dedication, passion, commitment होना चाहिए कोई.
So he said that everybody should be looking for higher marks, not for excellence in art.
Not higher marks. मतलब ऐसे ही मतलब उतना
strive for
होना चाहिए
drive
के लिए like to achieve the success.
But don't you think?
Finesse.
But let me ask you one.
Of any work.
So let me ask you one.
Any subject for that matter.
But Suno, that means that you actually are waiting for confirmation from him that your work is nice. Similarly, you don't have confidence that your work is nice.
अरे नहीं, मैंने ऐसे नहीं बोला. मैंने बोला कि of course it was nice, लेकिन of course he is a teacher, right? He might have seen something better in her artwork.
No.
तो सिर्फ 0.5 का ही फर्क
This
था.
personal vendetta.
तो that affected me so much. अभी देखो
दीपा,
बहुत लोग
दीपा,
सोचते हैं ना वो एज में.
कितना
अरे
मासूम
चलो,
थी तू
ऐसे-
तब, तो कितना मासूम थी तब दीपा. तब कितना मासूम थी. नहीं पर्सनल वेंडेटा.
अभी भी मासूम हूँ आलतू बाबा.
नहीं अभी तो बहुत ही चीज
बहुत क्या
बहुत चालू चीज है.
डर के बोल रहा है दीपा.
बहुत चालू चीज है तो
बहुत डर के बोल रहा है.
अच्छा, डर के.
Hey,
आई
उस
नो बहुत दिन से मिली नहीं ना, इसीलिए.
क्या
मैं आऊंगी.
आते रहना. ओके.
हाँ, अभी मैं आऊंगी और प्रिंसिपल साहब से भी मैं बोलूंगी, प्रिंसिपल साहब को कंप्लेंट करूंगी अभी.
वेरी गुड, कीप इट अप.
हाँ.
आते रहना.
हाँ दीपा,
हाँ,
वैसे एक प्रभावशाली टीचर के बारे में मैं बात करूंगी जो शायद आलतू बाबा को भी मतलब ऐसे टीचरों ने उसको इम्पैक्ट किया था.
अच्छा पहले एक मिनट रुको. एक और बंधु आए हैं हमारे साथ में शामिल हो गए. नमस्ते, कैसे हैं? वेलकम टू पैम पैम शो मास्टर जी मंडेज. हु इज दिस? हेलो.
Namaste ji, this is Kishan Prativadi here.
Oh my God! किशन जी.
केपी इंडस्ट्रीज के मालिक.
I know. इकलौते वारिस.
I know.
हाँ, कैसे हैं सर?
How you guys doing?
Wonderful sir, good to hear you after a
Pam,
very
sir,
long time.
Pam,
Pam to
Pam.
you.
Pam.
हाँ.
Oh my God, how long?
दीपा, ये हमारे केपी साहब है जो हमारे बहुत सालों से हमारे लंबे से बंधु है हमारे.
हाँ.
एंड दीपा तो आजकल की
अच्छा,
hello.
hello.
हमारी बेस्ट फ्रेंड है.
हाँ.
I think I met Deepa in one of our Geet Gada Chal.
No, but Deepa will not remember, you know. The point is Deepa is so
अयो,
famous.
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है ये भगवान.
Tell me, Deepa, doesn't KP Saab have a wonderful handsome face, great mustache like Vikram?
Mustache.
Yeah.
What?
I'm asking her. Let's see what she says.
Ah.
Yes or no, Deepa?
अरे अभी देखो, मुझे स्पॉट पे मत डालो.
मालूम था. But KP Saab, welcome. Thank you for calling in today, and it's so nice to hear your voice. तो बताइए आज का टॉपिक जो है मास्टर जी के बारे में, आपकी क्या राय है? कोई बता दो, यहाँ पे पहाड़ बांध देंगे हम. Hello.
Oh yeah, I love this day, Teachers' Day, for various reasons.
Uh-huh.
One is Teachers' Day. During our school days, we used to dress up as teachers and hold the class while they would sit as students in the class.
You're kidding? Wow.
Honestly, yes.
Oh my God, that was so
Oh my
awesome.
God, मैं हमारे स्कूल में भी यही ट्रेडिशन था. We
क्या?
used to mimic exactly. They used to get dressed.
This to get us into mimic, huh? And what happened to all students
Yeah.
afterwards?
I think it's we used to have that custom in Navodaya school also.
That's
We used
because
to, one of us, we used to in fact prepare for like 3 weeks.
हाँ.
कोई सब्जेक्ट, let's say I become a science teacher ना,
Uh-huh.
तो हम लोग प्रिपेयर करते थे. Each of us used to take up a job that day. Yeah.
Oh, that day I
आप
used to
बोल
be-
रहे थे कुछ.
Yeah.
And the best part is the rest of the days we wear school uniform, but on that Teachers' Day you get to wear civil dress and then act as a teacher and hold the class and all that. That was great.
Nice.
Oh my God, I never got this mauka, yaar. Shucks, I would have loved to take class for people.
I know. You like to play boss.
Yeah, I
अभी
actually
ये ना फंक्शन नहीं, इधर बाजू में ये स्टूडेंट.
ऐसे स्टूडेंट हो तो सभी छोड़ देंगे. No wonder teachers are quitting their profession now. Maybe people like him.
No,
Students like him. हाँ.
But
आगे
Kishan ji is
बताइए.
here.
हाँ,
Kishan जी
तो
बात
तो हाँ.
Today's show is
बाबा
about-
ये जैसे
So-
2-3 हो गए तो बस हो गया टीचर.
अच्छा एक मिनट रुको दीपा, किशन जी से पूछेंगे ना. किशन जी आप बताइए आपके लाइफ में any teacher who actually has made an impact on life and who actually you really think about whenever you're doing whatever you're doing, right?
हाँ. Who instilled in you
Who's-
that
love
love
for
for learning?
कोई नाम याद आ रहा है आपको?
Oh yeah, my English teacher.
हाँ.
वाह देखा, all language teachers only, man.
सच्ची में ना.
Yeah.
मेरा भी वही है. मेरा भी वही इंग्लिश टीचर है.
Yeah.
नाम बताइए सर उनका. याद है?
Saldana.
Saldana. Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Yep.
And what
My
was
English
it?
teacher and my maths teacher were my favorite teachers in school.
Nice.
Now let me ask you, was it because you were good in their classes or was it because the way they taught was something that you...
Yeah, the way they taught, they would make the class very interesting, and we would always look forward for their class.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
Oh wow. Wow. Okay.
That
Wow.
was great. Yep.
Good. सर
Yeah.
लेकिन आपका आवाज सुन के अच्छा लगा. Sorry, क्या बोल रहे थे
Hello?
आप?
हाँ
दीपा कुछ
बोलो
बोल
बोलो
रहे थे
बोलो
आप?
दीपा.
Yeah. Same thing like I was saying, but madam, क्योंकि I clearly remember for a reason, क्योंकि उनसे पहले जो टीचर थे वो मतलब उनको कुछ खुद ही नहीं आता था और due to some reason he was appointed for some influential कभी हो जाता है ना, ऐसे आए थे वो
हाँ,
teacher.
generally
It was very
बकलों का बहुत
temporary.
वास्ता होता है.
In fact, he himself was not interested in teaching.
अरे
But he was appointed.
No, that's what happens. Nepotism. But Mahesh Bhatt का example. Alia Bhatt, all
नहीं
nepotism.
नहीं, अरे भट्ट मैडम अच्छी थी, आलतू वो बात तुम कंफ्यूज मत करो मुझे. So before Bhatt madam, I am saying that I don't even remember his name because
Okay.
he was there a temporary teacher and like दूसरे क्लास को भट्ट मैडम मिल गए और हमारे क्लास को ये टीचर मिल गए.
Oh my
Like
God.
we were like, oh my God, it was so bad and condition of our class was like really bad. So she came as a like savior to us. बाद में finally उनको निकाल दिया गया वो टीचर को क्योंकि he was not good. So finally Bhatt madam came like savior to all of us. So she really taught us very well.
Very
so I definitely. So that changed the whole outlook of the class. फिर हमें भी मतलब मौका मिला उनको मतलब समझने का. Then she was also warden of our class. I mean hostel. बाद में we got more closer to her and it was very nice. She's a very nice.
कभी मिलूंगा तो
teacher.
बताऊंगा
Yeah,
क्या
yeah.
क्या हुआ तेरे साथ.
तो मैं आपसे पूछना चाहती हूँ किशन जी जो आपने बताया सल्दाना, मिस सल्दाना थी या मिस्टर सल्दाना?
Interesting. Good point.
Mrs. Saldana.
Mrs. Saldana.
Nice.
Like I was thinking, is it like because of Miss Braganza?
No.
You know which one?
No, I understand.
Let's ask him. No, which movie?
Can you tell between the two of you, Deepa? I think you will know 100%. Let me see if KP sir knows. This is a stunning English professor who became this actress became very very popular for playing this character.
Yeah.
And she's very sassy and she wears short skirts. She's very modern and she's very this thing. So who is this and which movie is it? Can you think about it? It was an
Miss
iconic
Braganza, right?
Miss Braganza.
Yeah,
Braganza, Simi Garewal.
No.
I wish.
Oh, I did. Oh, we forgot Simi Garewal.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Okay.
No, I wish. Yeah.
कुछ होता है. Yeah.
No.
Simi Grewal was not. He's talking about Mera Naam Joker.
He's talking about Mera Naam Joker.
He's not. Wasn't she Miss Braganza that also?
Hey,
I don't know.
कुछ होता है. Archana Puran Singh became a.
Yes.
No. She's talking about only. But
Romeo Juliet सिखाती है सबको.
No, you're right. But what KP Saab is talking about is Mera Naam Joker. You remember?
His childhood crush, right? He falls in love with her. She's the first person he falls in love with. The Rishi Kapoor, the adolescent Rishi Kapoor, right?
I think it is. I think he's right. It is Mrs. Braganza only.
Is she called Miss Braganza in that?
I'll find out just a few minutes.
Okay. No, sir. I wasn't
She was
talking
Mary
about-
East.
Yeah.
Her name was Miss Mary East.
Yeah. So Miss
okay.
Mary. नहीं.
हाँ, Miss Mary था उसमें. Yes.
Miss Mary था.
नहीं, I was talking about Miss Braganza from कुछ होता है.
Perfect. But good point, sir. Yeah. मुझे ऐसा कोई टीचर नहीं मिला जो मुझे who could captivate my attention.
हाँ. Well, it's great to know that Mrs. Saldana actually instilled that love in. Actually, if you think about it, right, a lot of teachers of language have been influential for a lot
And
of
art,
people.
like for Deepa talked about, no, art teacher.
Yeah, art teacher.
Yes.
I rarely remember. There's only one for me, right? There was one science teacher that I loved.
Oh, really?
I loved, and in fact, she was the one who, if I didn't have this morbid fear of, not fear, this revulsion towards blood, I probably would have gone into medicine.
Oh, really?
But she actually was the one who inspired me to study, and she made biology so interesting.
My goodness.
It was incredible.
What was her name?
Kokila Miss.
Kokila Miss.
Yeah. So she used to be so good. I mean, so good. And there was a lot of from there I learned how to research, how to do self-study. She actually gave us techniques as to how to do
nice.
it. And हमारे school में ये था कि by the time when you came to in 8th grade, they kind of determined who are the kids who are the bright sparks of this thing, and they moved all of them into one class to make sure, because the school wanted to get ranks in the state, right? And all of us who were in that class, all of us were rank holders.
All you bright sparks only.
Yeah, they moved all of us
Flash
into
in
that.
the pans.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's something to be proud of. I don't like the segregation.
Anjali, that is so. That reminds me. तुम मतलब कॉलेज की बात कर रही हो ना?
No, school की बात कर रही हूँ.
I learned
8th standard.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. PUC second year, or what we call here high school again, right? So
Huh.
in India,
Huh.
so chemistry was my favorite. मतलब biology भी था, लेकिन chemistry मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगती थी. And the teacher, I used to go to this teacher for tuition. He was very charismatic, and he used to teach us very nicely.
Huh.
So surprising.
Now we talking charisma.
Hey, hello.
हाँ चिरंजीवी types है
बहुत अच्छा पूरा सुनो तो सही, वो बहुत अच्छा सिखाते थे. And this year when I went to India, I met him.
Oh.
And it was so nice, and we met the whole family in the mall. I met him and I introduced myself, and they were like, so मैंने उनको thank you बोला. He was so happy
Did
that
he remember
I
you?
talked to him.
Honestly, did he remember you? Did he say, Deepa, that was love letter?
But
हाँ, मैं फर्स्ट बेंच पे बैठती थी, उनको याद है.
हाँ, the one who wrote the love letter, did he say that to you?
Who wrote the love letter in
Deepa,
blood?
You wrote the letter in blood, yeah.
No, Deepa wouldn't have done all that. Deepa would have scored more.
Why?
Yeah, I done.
Attention.
No, Deepa would have done extra. That's what I used to do.
Oh, really?
No, I never did anything like that.
All these people. KP sir, I'm sorry, you're going to hear all these things. What kind of people we have in the Bay Area? My goodness. I know exactly, KP sir.
I'm enjoying the show.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Sir, so nice to hear from you
Thank
after
you.
so long.
आ जाओ कभी सर ये सैटरडे को आ जाओ हो सके तो
Yeah, please come.
गीत का चल रहा है अभी आजकल हमारा हर वीक चलता है
We'd love to meet with you. Hope everything is fine. Please do come. We'd love to see you.
Yes,
Thank you so
definitely.
much. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much
much.
for calling
Okay,
in.
thank you very much.
All right.
and let's go let you know Anuji says hi to you on Facebook. Thank you so much sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
अच्छा, मैं भी रखती हूँ अभी. Thank you so much. बहुत अच्छा टॉपिक है actually.
क्या हुआ आजकल अच्छा
सब याद आ रहे हैं,
हाँ
बचपन का सब मुझे.
याद नहीं आ रहा है लगता है कि आपका अंदर का जो बात है निकल रहा है बाहर राइट देखा मैंने सच निकलता है यहाँ पे किसी का भी छुपता नहीं अंदर निकल जाता है यहाँ पे शो
यार, मैंने क्या बोला?
That is why she won't call. Oh my God, so secretive you are.
Yeah.
बहुत Deepa. चलेगा, doesn't matter Deepa. You can always have the Oedipus complex on people. It's okay. If you don't have that, see, Faltoni also had this thing. She used to actually get attention of people, teachers, just because they were good looking.
No.
Then?
That was
अरे
not-
ऐसा नहीं.
नहीं दीपा
हेलो,
actually
मैं स्टूडेंट्स बची थी. मैं अपना सब मतलब
मैं भी थी.
होमवर्क करती थी. आलतू बाबा क्या?
नहीं, but I'll tell you one teacher. His name was Mr. Cyrus, and he was one of the.
Cyrus
He was
Cyrus.
no, because मुझे जब you said मुझे by 10th we start dissections and stuff right from in school. So मुझे बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं आता था, and then I took this elective, like there was this class that they were teaching us in basic COBOL and that kind of programming, right, and Fortran kind of.
Cyrus put the virus
C++.
in you.
So this teacher came and he was the youngest of all the teachers, and he was he was so good looking. And you won't believe it. His class had the highest.
तुम्हारा ध्यान ही नहीं रहा.
नहीं, there
पढ़ाई
was
से.
नहीं मैं बहुत अच्छी की. Actually, he inspired me. मेरी degree actually computer science में only because of the fact that he.
The worst part is the problem is over here when you get inspired for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
You don't continue it further. तो क्या कर रहे फातरी आजकल? What is your profession, फातरी?
आजकल क्या देख तेरे साथ क्या ऐसे गप्पे लड़ा रही हूँ.
Cyrus नहीं ना इसलिए.
Cyrus नहीं है.
My goodness, that's wrong. Don't do that, फातरी, please.
इतना
Noble profession को ऐसा इतना.
नहीं, but he
And
actually.
I have a very fond memories of my Hindi teacher also.
हाँ, very
तो
good.
इसीलिए मुझे बहुत लगाव हो गया लैंग्वेज से.
हाँ.
अच्छा.
He used to teach, Kulkarni sir. He used to teach very well.
Oh, very good.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Perfect. Thank
तो
you.
चलो मैं रखती हूँ, मैं सुनती हूँ और ठीक है.
हाँ,
सुनते
thank
रहना
you so
please.
much.
आते रहना. Thank you so much. And of course, बच्चे नंबर यहाँ पे कॉल करने का है 4089122479 फातरी जी.
हाँ.
तो आपकी अंदर की जो बात है बाहर निकल गई.
क्या अंदर की
कि
बात
आप
है?
तो स्टूडेंट थे
हाँ.
पर तेरा अल्टीरियर मोटिव था.
कोई अल्टीरियर मोटिव नहीं था. उनके क्लास में ज्यादा से ज्यादा लड़कियां नहीं. They used to enroll.
I know why you used to go to the class, Fatoni.
Why?
That's the only class I had air cutting cigarette. तू झूठ क्यों बोलती है यार?
नहीं.
मैं तेरे रग से वाकिफ हूँ.
अरे बाप.
यार मैंने कुछ पढ़ा कि नहीं मामले के लोगों को चाहिए पढ़ा है मैंने. तू बस हाँ या ना बोल. तेरा was the air conditioning?
Was I good at it or not?
Was
Tell me that. Was I good at what I did or not?
Was there air conditioning in the
Yes,
place?
obviously.
देखो यार, I'm a software engineer. You're a software engineer, right?
Yeah.
No, you are?
वो
You
उस
are.
जमाने का ये था यार जहाँ पे you have to do dial up modem. You're like
हाँ लो वो सब simple था.
Oh God.
That was nothing much to do. But the point I'm telling you is, you should have continued that if you had gone there with the right motivation.
Yeah, that's true actually.
You only went for air conditioning.
Yeah,
That's it.
after 2 years he quit, so he got a job.
No. That is, you had a peer pressure. All the other girls were in the class for him, but you were actually doing your work. But you feel that, I have to feel important. I have to be like the girls.
No,
You
but
felt
I got a lot of attention from him.
From him, it's because you're the only person who will pay attention to what you're doing there. Because
no,
you like the air conditioning and you're sitting there. तो शीतल से काम कर रही थी. But तेरा क्या ना तेरा ये भी होता है. You have this thing where you have the fear of missing out, right? So you actually have to, oh my God, my friends are doing this. I should be that way. होता है फालतू. It doesn't matter. But you're much better right now. I'd say come under my wing. You're like totally now much better. Good.
Well, anyway, Banjan, आज Masterjee Mondays में हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं. There's one more Masterjee, Master. We're talking about teacher, right? I'm going to give another character.
अरे वाह,
And
character
And I'm going to ask Bandhus if they know this teacher, Naina Mathur.
Naina Mathur.
Okay. She was somebody.
सुनते ही हम मेरे Naina Mathur.
हाँ. She was somebody who actually battled many challenges in life, including a disability, to be able to teach. And when she teaches, she teaches, and it's based on a real life story.
हाँ, but ये Naina Mathur जो है real name नहीं है. It's a fictitious name used in the movie.
Yeah.
But जो story की बात कर रही है, जिनके बारे में थोड़ी बात करेगी ये, this person was a real life hero.
Yeah.
To many people.
And
to me also, because it's a very inspiring story. I'd never heard of it before, but really inspired me a lot to think about how education has to be accessible to everybody. So it should be a free education for all.
Correct. And how you teach children, especially scientific concepts, and in this movie they've shown very nicely how she teaches them the Pythagorean theorem, how she teaches them refraction, how she teaches them. It's very, very nice. They've shown it very nicely in the movie as well. It's based on a real life story. This is a teacher character called Naina Mathur, which is played by, and I think she did a good job, which is played by an actress who I think, did she win the award for this?
I have no idea. She didn't need it also.
She didn't need it, but she's done a very good job in that particular movie. Which movie is it, and which actress are we talking about? आपको call करना है 408-912-2479. This will probably be our going away question for the day.
Yeah, but I'll tell you one thing. The movie, if you look at it, she got the wonderful dresses. एक से बढ़कर एक मस्त ड्रेस पहना उन्होंने.
And very nice costume design. Yeah, that's right.
Costume is very nice. मतलब refreshing dresses. Kept it real and good quality dresses, showing that the ladies paid attention to her, the way she presented herself and all stuff.
Correct.
So number to call 408-912-2479. पूछ रहे हैं आपको कि नैना माथुर टीचर नैना माथुर कौन से फिल्म में फीचर की गई हैं और ये आपको एक और हमने क्लू दे दिया. We gave a more clue which says that this particular story was based on a real life story.
Correct.
Right? So the way the teacher actually was able to break down the concepts which are so dry in textbooks into real life practical applications for children to learn these concepts. That's very important, right? Because जितना भी आप formula पढ़ ले अगर formula का application नहीं हुआ तो नहीं होगा ना. That's the whole thing, Manujan. And that was something unique about her doing it in a missionary school. That's historic. I think supposedly has inspired many teachers to do this kind of a thing as well. Or many people to get into teaching profession because of that also in real life. But अभी के लिए आपसे पूछ रहे हैं कि कौन है भाई? कौन है ये? कौन सा फिल्म है जहाँ पे इस नैना माथुर टीचर के बारे में film लिया गया था? It's a wonderful movie. We talked a lot about this movie. It came out I think around 4 years ago.
Yeah.
4-5 years ago, I guess. But
4 years, just before the pandemic, 2018 mein.
2018.
It's a very, very nice movie, Banjan. It's a feel good kind of movie as well. So अगर आप जानते हैं तो जल्दी कॉल करिएगा. वैसे हिंदी फिल्मों में देखा जाए, I think there's also other characters which are based on real life teachers. One of them that definitely needs to be talked about is from a recent movie that was played by Hrithik Roshan. It is based on a real life character, right? What was his name? Anand. I forgot what was the name of the character, Altu Baba?
Oh, Shankar.
No, it was Anand. It was some Anand. And he was in the movie Super 30, Manajan. It's a beautiful role that he plays. And he's a teacher out and out. And it actually comes
Anand
through.
Kumar.
Anand Kumar, yeah. And he actually ran the Super 30 program for IIT aspirants in Patna.
Yeah.
And this movie actually acknowledges the importance of teaching and instilling the love of learning. क्योंकि जो IIT के लिए पढ़ते हैं ना, they're generally the children because they're pushed by their parents and they're my dad went to IIT, so I will go to IIT, that kind of thing. And in a lot of when children are not even exposed to those concepts and are not even exposed to that kind of a aspiring for something, how will they aspire for it? And Super 30 exposes that very, very well. And that role was played again by mathematician Anand Kumar's role is played by Hrithik Roshan. He's done a very good job. But फिलहाल हम आपसे पूछ रहे हैं, नैना माथुर कौन सी मूवी की हीरोइन है या किरदार है, टीचर किरदार है? हाय पैम पैम, कौन है जी? मास्टरजी मंडेज में आपका स्वागत है.
हाय पैम पैम, कैसे चल रहा है?
हाँ बोलो, कैसे चल रहा है?
Aditi, namaste. Aditi ji, क्या हाल है?
हैप्पी टीचर्स डे.
Happy Teachers Day
Thank
to
you.
you too.
Same to you.
So Aditi, you have some teachers you want to talk about today? Give, respect to or say, oh, this
Lots
teacher was
of
good.
teachers, yeah. Too many.
Oh.
Many inspiring.
Wow, lucky you. Huh?
हाँ.
No, I think, yeah, I've had very, very inspiring teachers in my life.
देखो मेरे बारे में मत
All
बोलो,
the
I
way
feel
from
bad.
school to college.
हाँ मेरे बारे में मत बोलो, please don't talk about me, talk anybody else, okay? ये फालतू में ऐसे करती है always. She puts me in a awkward situation.
कॉलेज में पता ही नहीं था.
क्या?
हे भगवान, अपने बारे में कितना स्कोप लेता
नहीं,
है.
I don't want me बोला यार, please तुम लोग शुरू मत करो.
आलतू बाबा.
Aditi, continue Aditi.
हाँ, अदिति जाओ. हाँ बोलो.
Aditi, go
I
on.
think you're talking about history, no? Rani Mukherjee.
Wow, my goodness, she's right. Naina Mathur is from
Correct,
Hichki.
huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. Yeah, I initially did not pay attention to the name of the teacher at all in the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Even I didn't pay attention to the name, but there are so few movies with like good teacher roles. I was like, yeah, probability बहुत high कि मेरा answer right.
हाँ. Yeah, but we need more inspiration teacher roles. You know, for all the police walas and all that. So, tell your brother not to do a movie about teachers.
लेकिन उसमें एक्शन
Action
रहेगा.
है ना, फटाक.
हाँ.
You can ask me, I have inspiration.
Yeah,
Whenever
yeah.
teachers try to hit me, I have to escape. Like, I start the kung fu style.
But he will scream so that they think that they got him.
Yeah.
You know, like.
That's a tactic. You got to be timing should be perfect.
हाँ.
By the time it touches your nails, you must go, ah! And the teacher will know something happened there. And of course, like, I do. If he wants inspiration, he can always talk to me. Probably he also himself would have a lot of it.
Aditi would have been one goody two shoes.
No, I'm telling a brother man to talk to me. Rohit Shetty.
वैसे
Yeah.
okay. तो
He was brother and all.
Okay,
Chalo,
Anna,
I
fine, my
Known
goodness.
from Timbuktu.
Oh, no, Timbuktu, that long back, huh? Wow. Good, yeah.
That long back.
लेकिन अदिति ये बताओ कि teachers you would have had a lot who you liked and all that stuff, but there would have been somebody who would have been like, was there anybody? It doesn't have to be an academic teacher. It could be anybody that inspired you to be to keep on learning, that quest for knowledge.
Yeah, the quest for the.
It's very hard for me to pick up one incident because honestly, like, I just feel like every grade I remember my teacher and I remember who.
Wow.
All were nice. Obviously, there were some teachers that it was funny. You said all the language teachers are very good because I did have very good. Like Nisha teacher was like one of the best English teachers. She was the one who taught me always take the donkey's name in the end. So
yes,
Paltu and I.
Correct.
Like I always remember these things.
Hey,
Yes.
wait. Then it should be I and Altu, right?
What?
Shouldn't that be I and Altu if donkey is at the end?
Donkey's name last. That is a lesson in humility.
That's what I'm saying. I'm the humility there, right?
No, I is the humility.
So Altu, right?
अबे जा रे तू.
Okay, fine. Altu and I. Okay, fine. Okay, donkey is name in there.
Yeah, exactly. And these are the kind of teachers who would have also.
Now.
हाँ, बोलो.
Bolo.
Miss, I was saying that ironically, at the same time, I had this Hindi teacher. And she was so strict. मतलब सब लोग used to dread her. जब period आता था उसका. मतलब इतना मतलब she used to make each of us stand and मुझे अभी भी याद है प्रेमचंद की poetry. She used to make all of us like like if the person before me is saying one stanza, बीच में रुक के I should stand up and continue that.
इतना मतलब पोइट्री इतना अच्छा था बट वो मन ही नहीं लगता था, इतना रट के जाना पड़ता था. एंड आई रिमेम्बर दिस क्लासमेट आई हैड मल्लू गाय शिबू, उसको ना इतना एक्सेंट हेवी था कि बेचारे सब बच्चे हंसते थे.
One second, she's wondering.
राइट लाइक
Let me explain to her. She was in.
मेरा नाम शिबू है.
I'm sorry. So hold on.
हर पॉइंट पे हाई होता.
Aditi, 1 second. She's confused. Mallu, because in Middle East, she studied in the Middle East.
Oh, okay.
That's why Malayalis.
Okay.
Go on,
Yeah,
continue.
so yeah.
Why will I be confused?
And he happened to be there were other non-Malus classmates also, but
Yeah.
whatever. Like point being that इतना torture होता ना कि सब लोग 6th standard के बाद में 7th standard में the entire batch took French. Nobody wanted to learn English. नहीं चाहिए यार ये teacher anymore.
So she inspired you to learn other languages.
Wow.
See?
She inspired her to like switch language choice.
Yeah. So did
Yeah.
you learn French by any chance? Did you learn French? You speak French? Parle français?
Yes, I do.
Ah.
Oh.
Not because of school, but I just took interest in it and continued.
Wow. Must have a wonderful teacher.
तो
French
फिर हम
teacher.
लोगों को गर्ल्स ट्रिप फ्रांस जाना है, ठीक है?
जाके अभी croissant खाएंगे, right?
Croissant है.
Croissant खाएंगे.
ऐसा लगता है नाक में कुछ निकल
Croissant खाइए, croissant.
पर एक्चुअली कोई टिकटॉक देखा अभी, टिकटॉक नहीं, हमारा एक बंधु है
हाँ.
हिमांशु, रिमेम्बर जॉली?
हाँ, जॉली.
जॉली भाई ने ये क्या है कि अच्छे रिजॉर्ट में बुकिंग किया. लेट मी टेल यू, इट्स अबाउट लैंग्वेज, राइट? तो
हाँ.
अच्छे रिजॉर्ट में बुकिंग करके वहाँ पे जाके वो मेन्यू पड़ा, इटालियन मेन्यू था.
हाँ.
तो ही सेज एंटीपास्टी.
हाँ.
वो क्या है? एंड देन they ordered antipasti. And they were like, what the heck has come? Because it's basic. Antipasti is appetizers. They didn't know. So he says, ये क्या है? And he speaks in Punjabi, a little bit of the Punjabi and Hindi. And then he says, अब हमने सोचा antipasti, anybody who doesn't like pasta will order that.
You told me don't order that actually.
And it was the thing is the way it's typical his joke, and he has like said that, and you should see his wife's expression. It's like, oh my god, how pathetic is this?
Wonderful. So what's the connection to our topic today, Masterjee?
No, I was just talking about language.
And you
right?
blame me for bhatak frying, huh? भटक तू रही यहाँ पे. Go on, Aditi, continue please. Order teacher.
No, she said that Hindi teacher was not so great. Yeah, I kind of get. See, worst part is मुझे कोई भी इंग्लिश टीचर मेरे जहन में नहीं आ रहा है. इंग्लिश टीचर दैट ओनली आई रिमेंबर इज माय फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड एंड सेकंड स्टैंडर्ड टीचर स्टेला मिस. आफ्टर दैट आई डोंट रिमेंबर एनीबडी. I can't even recall their faces and names. Yeah.
Wow.
Seriously.
Very bad.
लेकिन संस्कृत मुझे अच्छी तरह से याद है. All my Sanskrit teachers I remember.
Very good.
I completely
Were you very good in Sanskrit?
Yeah, I was.
That's why you liked them.
No, I developed a love for Sanskrit.
Because of the teachers?
I do think students get better in a subject where the teacher is actually good. Like, I think there is a positive correlation there where students actually do better with good teachers.
Where were you when my dad was actually asking about questions when marks cut came up? Where were you, Aditi?
So your teachers were not good?
No,
They're
they
the
were
same
not good.
teachers who taught me also. Be quiet.
After teaching, they got bad already.
Yeah?
That's why. They gave up on life after you. So I got bad teachers afterwards. My God.
Yeah.
I totally Aditi, I totally agree with you, and yes, I support you. Wonderful.
And you know the other thing you mentioned about like teachers who like PT teachers who are like very physically abusive. Like I think that's a real problem. Yeah, in school. So I studied in girls, right? So, but I went for my 10th standard. I went back to India, and I had a culture shock.
Yeah.
Where I saw boys like beaten up by, like it was not even like jokingly pat ऐसा कुछ नहीं था. It was like proper beating.
Oh yes.
And I'm like girls को कोई छूटा ही नहीं था, सिर्फ boys को मारते.
नहीं girls को भी मारते थे.
Some people used to be very bad.
They used to like I went to a boarding school and I have no shame in saying this. I went to this wonderful school called Kalakshetra, and they had a a senior secondary school there too. And लड़कियों को actually there was one teacher, one PT teacher, who actually used to sexually assault the girls.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, nobody blew the whistle on him, unfortunately. But and I was too young to know at that time what exactly.
Yeah, but I learned a lot of lessons because of that. Because the moment you get to know that you're going to get beat up anyway by teachers, the idea is to actually keep running as fast as possible so they can't hit you. So the thing is, if they grip your hand, you're gone.
It's a pretty serious topic. Sexual assault is,
Yeah.
Yes.
something that is, I think, in a different realm altogether.
Correct.
But this corporal punishment, जो ऐसे ही mood में आके एक पटाख मार दिया ruler के साथ,
I know.
मतलब that was like, because like I actually got like quite traumatized with that.
Ruler? What?
I
You had
came
rulers?
from a Catholic school where मतलब कोई किसी को छूता ही नहीं था, like, you know.
What?
very-
In Catholic schools they hit? Yeah, what are you talking about?
Excuse me, I was-
No,
was-
but this was a very different setup. This was not like the
Middle East,
the India type Catholic school. This was like very. I know what you're talking about. Like, it was very common to get rapped on your knuckles and all. But in my the school, especially the Islamic country setup, जो है, उसमें किसी का guts नहीं होगा कि ये सब करने को.
Yeah, वरना मतलब से भेज देंगे ना उसको.
In India, मतलब वो तो शारिया लॉ से तुम्हारा बैंड बज जाएगा. But the setup in India was actually quiet, and I think it, in many ways, taught humility to a different level to the kids. Like, they were like, yeah,
True.
अपने इज्जत में रखो, like.
No, but the thing was, for us growing up in India, teachers, the PG teachers especially, used to be scared of us because we used to really overact when something used to happen, and we used to take it up to the principal. All this stuff.
ये आलतू क्लास देता था बच्चों को कि क्या करने का, अगर ना एक टीचर बहुत ऐसे चाटा मारते थे. It's so hard that the ears will ring for all the three
that's
people
bad,
standing next to the person also.
Oh, yeah.
That hard
How
that
did
teachers.
people get away with that, yeah?
I don't know,
That is my
man,
question.
seriously.
How did the teachers get away with that?
Teachers, that was my question to my dad.
So kids never complained.
My dad complained.
Nobody-
No, my dad
no,
complained.
no.
My dad complained to the principal, but the thing was, they got away saying that, oh, no, sometimes the kids are bad, what to do is what they should always say. And there used to be a letter going out to all teachers saying that they should not be doing all the stuff. And then the letter comes out, there'll be more
But-
repercussions to us.
But I got.
Yeah, वो उल्टा उल्टा मतलब.
हाँ,
पकड़
पढ़ा
लो.
वो सब मुझे हुआ.
There's a lot of
I've
passive
seen this
aggression.
happen and I just feel like, यार, ये तो बहुत ही like.
अरे छोड़ो passive
different-
aggression.
Like now, I don't think it happens. I don't know.
No,
No, it
सुनो.
still
Let me
happens.
say one thing over here which I want because listening to us here also. उस जमाने में नहीं, इस जमाने में passive aggression बहुत होता है. यहाँ तक कि बच्चों
Passive
को
aggression.
यहाँ पे schools over here. Very
I'm telling you
famous.
here,
Fremont, we
Bay Area.
have cases which you know about where the teachers have been passive aggressive for the family itself. You know, the family name पकड़ के वो लोग they're very passive aggressive to the children. Obviously, they don't do well in
And
class.
here nobody questions a teacher, right? Because it's they are tenured, and a lot of times if a teacher decides to fail you in a class, they don't have to offer you an explanation.
Yeah, they
as
don't
to-
have to be physical. The worst is
and if the
psychological
student,
thing.
yeah, and if the student questions it, the teacher actually bullies the student. In Milpitas, it happened where a student actually was questioned a French teacher because the French teacher was actually wrong in some particular thing that they were supposed to translate or something, and the student said, "But why did I get why did you give me a C instead of a B or B plus? I've given the same answer. Actually, this answer is correct." So the teacher actually said, "You know what? I made a mistake," and then the student thought the teacher she took out the C and she gave her an F. And then the parent actually took it up with the assistant principal and principal. फिर वो टीचर ने क्या किया, पूरे क्लास में आके सभी स्टूडेंट्स को she gave them a D.
Wow.
All the students, and she went and she stood next to this particular student and said, "You can say thanks to one particular person who caused this," and kept looking at her and said, "And you will know who's the person who caused all of you to your GPA to go down. Because of this one particular student who chose to go," and that girl was
Did
bullied.
the teacher get any consequence to
No.
this? Like did anything happen?
Nope, she's still
Really?
teaching that. She's still teaching that.
That's
The
bad.
student had to go through counseling and therapy and God knows what not.
I mean, forget counseling therapy. Like this teacher is harmful, yaar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
toxic.
you know, if a teacher can do good,
Yeah.
the teacher can do a lot of damage. It's a job with a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, I know exactly. Look at this contrast on our screen over here right now. Left side, teacher did good, teacher did bad.
Hey! That's not
I'm
true.
just thinking what a power hit, na? Like this is like
Yeah.
the nasha, like the
Arey,
power
ye-
on the kid.
Ye chodo, it's not only this. Let's talk about today, because on Teachers Day, I do want to bring this up, कि teachers जो special education सिखाते हैं, right? One would think that they would have a special amount of compassion and empathy towards the children. But when they themselves are overwhelmed by the system and they come and they tell the parents, I cannot I have 12 kids, screaming kids in my class, and I can't handle this. So don't come and ask me for reports. Don't ask me for any goals. Don't ask me for any of these things.
Wow.
And these are kindergartners. If the teachers are telling you that, how do you expect that these children will ever succeed in their life? So it's a very sorry state of affairs, unfortunately. So I just do want to tell, but then there are again some special education teachers who are amazing, and I'm so glad one of our allies is going to be a special education teacher. These are people who genuinely take an interest in every individual and work on their strengths and try to get them to bridge the achievement gap. So big shout out to those people as well. So anyway, I don't want to go into that spiral, but thank you Aditi कि आपने share किया आपके teachers के बारे में. Is she there?
Yeah, of course. I think it's I mean, respect to all teachers. It is a hard profession, and when the ratio is very high, it's hard for them to satisfy every need. But yeah, I think compassion is something that is a basic minimum requirement, right?
And Abhi dekho, there's a nationwide shortage of teachers. Did you know that?
Yeah, there is, of course.
Nationwide.
Yeah.
Even though they are tenured and they have this, they have decided that they don't want, many people have quit the profession. They don't want to teach. So, मेरे हिसाब से, that is actually a failure on the part of the system.
Well, I would say it's a good thing. You know why?
Why?
Now you actually can get people who think outside the box.
Yeah, but then I think these people, if you've never had the love of learning, then you treated it just as another job.
See, people misunderstand teaching profession, right? People think, oh, you got to teach somebody what you know. No, you got to actually get them to learn. That's what you got to do, right? You don't
That
have
is
to teach them.
so well said.
Yeah, thank you so
teach
much.
them how to fish, not to eat the fish. Yeah,
Thank you,
absolutely.
Aditi, please, yeah. Please. Yeah, come on, Abhi, yeah. Please don't go give me a
You have
Pulitzer
to
Prize.
inspire learning. I must say, some of my favorite teachers, they inspired learning. They weren't people who lectured in the classroom.
Yeah, exactly. My teachers, all my teachers, unfortunately, most of my teachers actually do not inspire me to learn. They inspire me to live.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Survive the teaching.
Survive their teaching achievement.
Become street smart.
Oh God.
Hey, really, you should know, right? When the teacher's mood is there, you should do all that. Otherwise, you should not do that.
Yeah. Like if the teacher is going to slap you even before their hand touches your face, you
swear.
act like you swear and you fall on the others.
Yes.
All that stuff he used to teach other students, and they'll be like, "Don't worry, you won't fall off.
Yeah.
We'll be there."
And when they hold your hand, you got to wiggle as best as possible so you can get yourself free. Because they hold your grip there, they can use the other hand to swipe, the scale or the cane or what. In our case, it's a bit bamboo stick, big
Oh
one.
God.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. And you got to jump at the right time with the bamboo stick hits the sole of your foot.
You should do student whatever Shukravar or something, and then talk about all the tactics that you can get away. Okay,
What?
Anubhava?
But anyway, Aditi, thank you so much for sharing, about your teachers and all.
Yeah.
It's good to know there's some good teachers in
Thanks,
there.
guys.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful, fantastic evening.
I know, Faltrini. Almost you coming to the close of our show right now.
Yeah.
Any other tidbits for our bandhus?
I have no other tidbits, Manja. We just
Closing
want to say
thoughts?
wish everybody a very, very happy Teachers' Day. Everybody, because life itself is the biggest teacher for all of us. And जो भी है, एक चीज़ है, every opportunity is a learning opportunity. Every moment in life is a learning opportunity. Manja, हमारे बच्चों से हम लोग सीख सकते हैं, हमारे बुजुर्गों से सीख सकते हैं. No matter what, nobody is good or bad. It's circumstances that actually turn situations into such a way that we perceive things as good or bad. So,
Feels so nice.
so हम बस ये बताना चाहते हैं कि आप भी मास्टर जी मास्टर नहीं बनो, but at the same time have the humility to have a master ji master नहीं. Mahima ji used to always say एक गुरु होना चाहिए life में whom you truly bow down to. Just so you feel that humility in your heart. It's not that everything that the guru says is Ved Vakya, but it's what is, you have to be, true to your conscience when you're following whatever you want to follow, whatever path you want to follow in life. तो इसी के साथ हम आपको बोलेंगे हमें इजाज़त दीजिए, हम लोग फिर से शामिल हो जाएंगे आपके साथ थोड़ी देर में in about 24 hours. तब तक के लिए we'll say good night, Shabba Khair and a प्यार भरा.
You are listening to Radio D Hotties, powered by Mahima Creations.
Hi guys, this is Shraddha and you're listening to Radio D Hottie, where the entertainment gets hotter.